come to you, seeking your guidance. I must return to the very thing that exceeded the limits. It broke the limits of what hype could be.
Mom, they did it!
What?
They did it, Mom!
What?
They did it!
Good evening, everyone. What?
Final Fantasy VII Remake!
Danny, you just almost made me pass out.
Just answer the phone, man.
Hey, what's up?
Robert, everything is great! This is Final Fantasy VII Remake! Final Fantasy VII Remake! Robert, are you with me?
Yeah.
Robert, are you with me right now? I don't think you're with me right now. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Are you sure?
I am Robert.
You sound like you're crying right now, man.
I might be crying. I might be crying.
The very thing that killed it.
Like, this game had me, no lie, depressed this entire week. I've been sitting around doing nothing, Robert. I've been doing nothing. I literally just gave my son Mario Kart so he can play it all day long. Because I just can't. I couldn't.
I can't even deal with my children right now.
I can't even deal with it right now.
I can't even look at my son Cloud in the face without wanting to punch him.
It was only through creating Final Fan TV, which is now the Warriors of Hype, so I can talk about anything I want that gets me excited. I could just, doesn't have to be Final Fantasy related. I can just talk about games, movies, anything. That I was reborn. The Warrior of Hype. I must do this for the fans. I must dive deep into analysis and find a deeper appreciation for this game. Help the fans find a deeper appreciation, just as I have. Yes. Even the whispers. Let's FF and go, baby! What's up, my warriors of hype? It is time to begin the analysis and review of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm joined by the Excalibro.
What's up, y'all?
And the Dragoon King.
You can't see it.
Looked like you just punched Excalibro in the face and pulled out a spear. Just,
next week, make sure you look like you get hit when I do that. Just
yeah. Woo! All right, everybody. So wow. I played a little special intro there because I wanted to kind of reintroduce myself to you guys. Because this is a brand new series. I wanted to be upfront and honest right away about how this game made me feel when I first played it. Okay, and we can kind of talk about this for a little bit before we really dive into the analysis and review. Now, for me, as you heard in that intro, this game hit me hard into, like, and I'm not even exaggerating in that bit. I was a little depressed, y'all, for months. This wasn't the remake that I was begging for. It wasn't the remake that I prayed for and asked for so long, right? Now, I wouldn't consider myself by any means, and I've heard these in the chat and the comments all over the place back then. You wanted a one-to-one remake, and I said, whoa, no. Because what they did give us, oh my god, I loved every single bit of that game. And my first time playing it, I loved every bit of it, man. Like as far as the gameplay goes, like the action combat is probably my favorite combat in video games. Not just the favorite combat system in Final Fantasy. My favorite combat system in video games is Final Fantasy VII Remake when I first played it. And then tilting that camera up and looking up at the freaking plate. Come on, y'all. So this game sent me through the ringer. I had emotions that were so high. And then I had emotions that were very low because I just didn't understand at the time. Then like I said, creating Final Fan TV and which is now the Warriors of Hype, doing that, being able to talk to other people to get my thoughts out, and then to talk to even voice actors, people who had their hands into creating this thing, talking to them, just fellow fans, people who either wanted to love it, didn't, people who ended up loving it more than the original. I was like, listen, I'm listening. Tell me why. So open mind, and I wanted to love this because of how much Final Fantasy VII means to me. So Final Fantasy VII is, like, I've been through this so many times, and I won't get into it this one, but like, just, it transcended being just a video game to me. This was the root of my imagination. It was what helps me feel closer to my brother Sean after he passed away. Final Fantasy VII is more than a game. So when this remake hit, it hit me in a different way. So I have since, like I said, talked about it at hundreds and hundreds of hours. I've replayed Final Fantasy VII Remake so many times. Like, I can't even, I probably can't count how many times I've replayed Remake. So, yes, that's my introduction. I just kind of wanted to get that out there first and foremost because I'm excited and a bit nervous when I when I set this up for myself. like, and I said,
Dan, this whole operation was your idea.
What am I doing? Why would I do? But yeah, I was like, listen, we did a rebirth and we had the most fantastic time doing the rebirth analysis and reviewed and ranked is what we called it then. But we had such a great time. You guys, Excalibur, Dragoon King, I can't thank you enough for that awesome over 69 hours of on-screen content. And then, of course, that's not including all of the time we spent after the show talking about what we could do better, how can we improve the show, and things like that. And I loved every minute of that. So I was like, we got to do it again, and we got to do it for Remake. Here we are. It's time for Remake. And then I was like, oh, man, now I got to dive into this and put myself through this, through the past, that past experience. But so much has changed since then. Playing this game over and over and over and over again, I feel like this is going to be such a different, like, review for me. Things are going to change now that I have the context of Rebirth. Things are going to line up a little bit better for me on this one, and I'm so excited to really dive in. Yeah, the whispers are probably still not going to be my favorite thing in this world. But we'll get there. We'll see what happens. So now, that's my introduction with Remake. This game ended up, obviously, it's a huge part of my life. You gotta think. This game came out, 5 or 6 years ago. It was announced almost over 10 years ago. There was a clamoring for it for 10 more years before that. So this has been a part of my life for, like, it wouldn't be far-fetched to say this is almost as equally as important as the original game, just because of what this has done to my life after it's come out with the channel and everything like that. So yeah, that's my introduction here. I'm excited to dive in. I'm sorry I went on a little too long, so we'll throw it over to Dragoon King. What's your where do you want to reintroduce yourself to people who may be just tuning in for this series?
Okay, so hi, I'm Lee. Most of you here know me, but for those who are coming across the series for the first time. Dan, how long have I known you now? A couple of years, technically. Like it was 2022 or one of the two.
Dude, I honestly, when was the Chase Summers Calm project? I think that was 21.
That was either one or two.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah. So to briefly introduce myself here, yes, I met Dan a couple of years ago through a fan animation for, this is before Rebirth came out. It was like kind of the post-remake, Road to Rebirth hype, and I did voice work for a fan animation for a small animation channel called Chase Summers Animation. You guys should check him out, because without him, I wouldn't be here now. So shout out to Chase Summers. I always gotta shout out the homie. Now, prior to that though, we always kind of joked around on the channel that I'm like the new fan. I don't know when I dropped that moniker, but I did not play. I didn't play any Final Fantasy game until it was 2021 when I started Final Fantasy 7. The original was where I started with the series. I then jumped into all the compilation stuff after that. So after beating the original, I went to Advent Children, then Dirge of Cerberus, then Crisis Core. I read the books. I did like everything. And then I went into Remake, which was a great way to experience Remake because, and we'll talk about this in this series, the Remake project loves to pay tribute to the compilation at large. So I went into Remake, and I got to be honest, I was kind of similar to Dan on this one. Granted, I was a newer fan, so it was a weird experience being so like, because I don't have that like over 20 years of nostalgia like you had or anybody else here had. I was coming off of a game that, like by the time I played the original game, Remake was already out. So, I went in spoiler free for the most part. I knew that it got a little Kingdom Heartsy with like Fate and Whispers and all that stuff. But besides that, I went in for the most part pretty blind. And I'm excited for this replay because I've only played it once. And I initially, when I beat Remake, I went straight to Intergrade. And after that, I kind of just like bounced around on some of the New Game Plus content, but I was not really interested in revisiting it. But then Rebirth came along, and I had the exact opposite experience, man. Rebirth, I adored. I loved everything that Rebirth did, man. I was so on board with the Remake project, which is great, because to be in the position where I was like, man, I don't know how I feel about this Remake project, to then just being total 180. I'm super excited to revisit this now with the post-Rebirth lens and the Road to Part 3 lens also. Like, all eyes are on Part 3. So I'm super excited to see how my appreciation for Remake, because I'm definitely going to appreciate it more than I think I did on that first playthrough. I think I was kind of just hoping to see the game that I had fallen so deeply in love with, like, remade, I guess, a little closer to how it was supposed to be, or not supposed to be, because that's not what the Remake project necessarily wanted to do. But, man, I'm super excited for this series, and thank you for bringing me along on it, my man. I'm excited to be here.
Yes. Well, that's the Dragoon King. Now, we got the Excalibro. Introduce yourself, man. Reintroduce yourself.
Yeah,
Yes,
who are
I
you?
am the Excalibur.
Wait, what are you doing here? What is,
Who is
Who's this guy? Who's this guy on the end here? Dan and I have known each other for a couple of years. It was, I think, summer of 2024. Through Twitter, just popping off on the Final Fantasy space on Twitter and interacting with the community. He invited me on for a podcast, and he just kind of kept inviting me back, and so I just kept coming back. And doing Rebirth last year was a lot of fun, and that's when I met Lee. And man, the synergy with these two guys is great. Like, hard to describe, but if you've watched the Rebirth series, then I probably don't need to tell you. And if you haven't, if you watch this, you'll see what I mean. I played FF7 way back in the day, back in '97, man. I have a crazy story about that. I didn't own a PlayStation at the time. My friend did, and he had Final Fantasy VII, and I borrowed it from him to play it at night. So I stayed up half the night during high school playing this, instead of sleeping. And I logged, I don't know, I maxed out the timer on that game. And the only reason he got it back, because he wasn't a super big gamer, which is funny, is that his parents started buying him new games so that he would get his PlayStation back from me. So, so I had his PlayStation for about 4 or 5 weeks, and I put probably 120 hours on the OG. But yeah, man, 2015 hit. I had the same reaction Dan did. You know, I was on AOL Instant Messenger back then with a bunch of my buddies. We were all watching, you know, this reveal, and it was crazy just talking about this. I mean, the energy was through the roof. It's hard to even describe if you didn't experience it live, but man, I did have a similar experience on my first playthrough as well. So much stuff I loved about it, and there were also things that I got hung up on. And after I beat the game, I lived on Reddit, the Final Fantasy VII subreddit. I just lived on there for a year, just talking to people and reading theories. And eventually I posted some of my own, but it wasn't to cope. I didn't feel like I needed to cope. I wanted to understand. I'm trying to unpack it, right? I'm like, I do feel like this lands, but it's not what I expected. And so it's not necessarily what I wanted, but that's not also necessarily a bad thing.
Right.
And so that was sort of my approach to it. And the second time I played through it, dude, I fell in love with it. And then I introduced my son when that Rebirth trailer came out. I introduced my son to the series, and we played OG together. Then we played Crisis Core Reunion together because that had just come out. Then we played Remake together, and then we played Rebirth together.
Beautiful.
And that was just like a totally different experience, man. Like I got to see somebody else, you know, in their youth react to seeing this stuff for the first time, and it just reminded me of how I felt. So going back to do a run through of Remake now is like it's like reliving history for me in a way, in multiple different ways at this point. So I'm really excited to talk about this. And chapter 1 is such a banger. I mean, anybody that's played this first chapter knows this is one of the best, if not the best, opening in video game history. And so we have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. There's some stuff that they did in Remake in this first chapter that they couldn't do in the original, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later tonight. So anyway, I think I've spoken enough. Let's get on with the show.
Oh, man. I love that story, though, man. Like, that's a special memory. That's a special memory, going back and sharing it with your son and stuff, man.
Oh, I just like how his homie's parents were like, "Get the PlayStation back here. Here's the PlayStation back.
Yep.
Here's a whole bunch of games, dude. Become a gamer."
All right, y'all. You guys ready? We're going to start this just like we did with Rebirth, where I have gameplay taken from YouTube. This one's coming from Source Spy 91. So if you like the Source Spy just capturing pure gameplay and no commentary and things like that, this is just pure gameplay footage with the cutscenes and everything like that. Check out Source Spy 91. That's where I'm getting this from. And it's going to be kind of our guide as we go through the analysis. And I want to start off. My light just turned, like a light just turned on, y'all. Like a light just, I don't know why I did that, but that's crazy. Okay, so let's begin with talking about the opening cinematic. So this opening cinematic here, we have a dark clouded sky. The clouds clear to show us a barren cliff. And then I want to kind of start this off with, there's been a lot of information already out there, and I thought it would be nice to kind of find things that maybe people may not have read, because there's a lot coming from the material, Ultimania, and things like that. Now, chat, if you know something that we are not touching on, please chime in. We'll love to hear from you as well. Now, this is from the Previs supervisor. Man, I'm so sorry. Gochiro Iune? From the material Ultimania. When creating the opening previs, which is short for pre-visualization, a way to plan out scenes and development, we got together as a team and brainstormed a bunch of ideas. about how we wanted to portray the new Midgar. We thought about following a Shinra employee as they went about their day working in a Mako reactor, or following the perspectives of a bird, a child, and a dog in sequence as they moved around the city. But in the end, we chose to focus on children riding on bicycles for a simple and dynamic portrayal of the everyday life. So as you can see here, you had the bird that had it flying into view. Its wings were tattered. Not a pretty bird. So something interesting there. You guys can just jump in at any time. All right, I'm just kind of going through. Another thing of note is that you can hear that Sephiroth music in the like something. What we're gonna get in this opening chapter, and I put it on the thumbnail. Foreboding changes. Something isn't quite right here.
Right.
Go ahead, man.
So one thing I like about this new part of the intro, right? Because starting right here, it gets into the familiar part
Yep.
of the original opening. So everything before that, if you watch it, a lot of that feels like an homage to that 2015 trailer teaser that we got, right?
Yeah.
You're getting sort of a tour of the city, you get the playground, there's different pieces that were in that teaser announcement trailer for Remake that really feel similar to what they did with this opening here. And when I saw that the first time, I was like, oh man, like you're taking me back to that reveal moment again. So I don't know if anybody else felt that way, but I definitely got that vibe when I saw this.
Yeah, it's so I'm actually going to bring back a few things from the past, but like maybe two other things from the past. But yeah, the 2015 reveal trailer when they were like, on the metro and things like, or like, what I mean. You had that, you had that's where I found the sign where it was like 50 miles to calm, and that's why I knew it, like, because of the sign. But yeah, so I like what you're saying. Lee, did you have something you wanted I feel like I'm cutting you off.
I didn't even say anything. All
Okay,
I was
my bad.
like thinking during this really is just, I mean, this isn't like connected to any past related teasers or anything like the direction you guys are going, but I find this intro or this addition to the intro just brilliant because it's exploring a section of Midgar that I feel is almost, as far as the original is concerned, like criminally underdeveloped. We didn't get like anything from the top side of Midgar. In fact, I feel like even as an adult playing the original, like kind of just like they explain it, they use the pizza analogy, but it kind of took a moment for me to really wrap my head around what they were describing in the original. So when you show you right off the bat, like the top side here, and then we're going to become very familiar with the bottom side of Midgar, like everything in the slums and below. Like I was just, this was, I think even, I put it before, like that this is one of the best things that they did in this chapter. I think in my notes to Dan, when we were talking about like things that we're going to touch on later, this to me is one of the best things that this chapter does. It's not even a playable section. It's just exploring and showing a side to Midgar that has just as much, in my opinion, like significance and importance, but it's really, as far as the original was concerned, only ever really like told to us. We didn't get really any time with it or visual with it much. Like it's kind of glossed over. So seeing this really puts into perspective a number of things, whether it's the difference in lifestyle between topsiders and people who live in like the slums or in the below the plate. Just seeing, again, like these just everyday people. I mean, hell, you got kids on bike, they're going to the park. It's just really cool to see. And then you compare it to things that we're going to see later too, like down the road with this game. I mean, the slums, they got a park, they got kids playing down there. They got
grabbing hand comes back.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You can actually see that in the in operation on top side there. Another thing that you're like, oh yeah, you get to see the everyday life and everything. But you can also see that something's not, like again, not quite right. Like we got this very like famished
undertone.
dog here, like an alley, or like just a homeless dog maybe, just scavenging through the trash cans looking for something. I mean, you got pipes everywhere. There's the working hand that they were referring to from the slums. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, kids are playing and everything. But look, there's a
dead
wilted,
flowers.
a wilted dead flower, and of course, this flower appears to be the yellow flower that's wilted. And that is the yellow flower being the symbol of reunion, of course. This is maybe symbolic of, hey, your reunion with this game. It's not going to be the same.
Come on, man.
Dude,
That's all I got.
Man.
It's dead. We're going to kill it.
If we're gonna do
We're gonna
awards
kill
while
our
we're-
own
while we're
creation.
talking, this is my best retake right here. Is the extended intro, the beginning part.
Beautiful.
that was mine too.
That was yours too. Okay, so
Yeah, that's
Same
what I said
wavelength,
before.
Lee. Yeah.
this is a good time to explain what that is. So we have awards that are going to be handed out through the review and analysis series, just like we did back in Rebirth. So this time around, we obviously can't go with Best Rebirth and Best Birth. We can't do that anymore. As much as I love that award, Best Birth. We can't, can't do it anymore.
I had thoughts on it.
You had
but
thoughts
yeah.
about that, and I said, "I don't care. We're going with it." And then, this time around, I was trying to figure out something. I was like, "Oh man, best remake. I don't know what to do with the other one." Wiley came up with best retake, and I'm like, "That's a good one. I like that." So, best remake, best retake. These are awards that we will hand out for if it's a remake of like a more faithful remake or reimagining of a scene that was taken direct, or a thing taken directly from the original game, that can go up for the award for best remake. And then if it's something that's completely brand new, like introducing a new idea, boss, something, anything at all that's brand new that wasn't in the OG, that's called a best retake. That's up for retake. So just kind of want to throw that out there. You guys chose this opening intro as your best retake. Man,
Sure.
I think I might go with that as well. That's my like this. I love this opening extended intro. Josh Z tossing the gill, saying the musical swell into the logo is my favorite part of the opening, and I think that it is more effective than the original. Whoo, we're gonna get to that in
Bro.
just a
Dude,
second.
I actually
Yeah.
agree, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, Lee, do we write the same notes today?
No, actually, I think my music's a little different, maybe. But well, wait, while we're here, actually, can you move a little forward?
Sure.
Just it'll show up in, like I said, it's a shot of her eye. I don't know if you guys thought.
Oh wait,
this-
are you?
Did
You're
it pass
talking about
already?
the kid?
Oh,
Yeah. Well, by the way, the kids were playing with the Masamune and then and the Buster Sword, right? In this one,
Dude, that shot
or
of
was
her
that
eye
different one? I think about.
evokes such Sephiroth imagery to me. Like, I remember
Yeah.
when I first saw that, and then using like a child's eye just feels like perfect, like, imagery to represent Sephiroth.
that
like
vertical cat eye.
Yeah.
that the child of Shinra, so to speak. You know, like
Man.
this child of science. And here you have this kid looking at the reactor, and it's got
Advent
that.
Children vibes.
Yeah, like that
way.
kind of cat eye look. But I remember seeing that, and I was like, man, it's interesting. Because even, like, the whole thing with this intro, like we were saying before, I know this is going to sound weird, but some of the visuals, like just the style choices of like the vehicles, the fashion, and seeing like the dog and the bird and how they look, it almost reminds you of like Great Depression era, like America, like in a way, like America, those visuals of like
Interesting.
industry needing to blossom, but these like impoverished like beings living in this area. And so when you see the child who has
want
the
to see the
Sephiroth looking
child.
eye, once you see the child,
I wish
sorry,
to see
I'm
the
getting
child.
over some congestion, Dan, but seeing that, it just, like, Sephiroth is more of a direct, like, extreme example of a child of what Shinra's doing, the repercussions of science and industry and creating, taking an innocent life and kind of warping it with what they're doing. But this kid here, it feels like, they're playing in a park, and here they're just seeing this massive reactor erupt with, just pollution of the planet's life. I'm looking at that, I'm like, man, like this is a similar there's a similarity there. It's just that a kid like that isn't like Sephiroth. They're not like, hey, you're gonna be a super soldier. No, you're just gonna face the repercussions of our decision making, and you got to deal with that. So
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there, because seeing that, like, that was where my mind went. I'm like, man, this is just it's like a passive Sephiroth in a way. It's like, here's a kid dealing with some horrible stuff,
Innocence.
all because Shinra's like, hey man, we gotta make that bread.
Innocent
and make
lives.
you suffer for it.
Yep. Attorney at War, toss in the gill. Thank you so much, Attorney at War. This really helps us. I just appreciate this. It's going to be a long series, and I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much, Attorney at War. Toss in the gill, saying this opening still gives me goosebumps no matter how many times I watch it. Really excited for every part of this series, guys, and already enjoying the discussion. Hype!
Let's go.
I'm talking about. All
We're
right.
just getting warmed up.
Now, wait, are we getting warmed up? Now it's time
Cloud
to
hasn't
freaking
swung a sword yet.
light the match, baby. Let's ignite
Oh,
the
bro.
freaking gas packet. You know, because here we are with our first sign that something isn't right. Like, this is the real. Okay, we had the wilted flower. That was ooh. And then we had the bird going in there, which Tyler Hepner says is definitely Sephiroth's presence. By the way, is what Tyler Hepner is saying in chat. Could be, very well could be a tattered black wing. This thing is not a healthy looking bird. And it's just
Another victim of Shinra.
and we know about the feathers. We know about another victim of Shinra. Those black feathers. Yeah, it's very symbolic of maybe Sephiroth's presence and the music that kind of accompanies that. And now here the camera's going to swoop in here on a Aerith that seems to be, praying. This is obviously in the original Final Fantasy VII. Like just sitting here at this broken pipe, right? Obviously, Mako energy is flowing within these pipes. What is the Mako energy made of? Well, it's made of the life stream, the souls of the dead, right? We've got the memories of the planet and the life stream, the blood and everything like that. Lifeblood of the planet. She is... Okay. First of all, I suppose what I should say before we dive in any further is that I've been deliberating whether or not we want to go into future memories, right? Like where we were like, let's not talk about anything that goes ahead of this chapter. Let's not talk, we don't want to spoil any story beats until we get to that story beat. This is a special, unique case because we're going back to a game where there's already a sequel out with a whole lot more context to things to add to it. So
Both based off an original game.
all based off of original game which also has a complete storyline. So that also
We're in a
has a
weird
complete
place.
storyline. Yeah, it's a weird place, and
spin-off.
We're 2/3 into a fully completed story.
I think what I did here is I feel like I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Spoilers, okay, everyone. What we're gonna do is I'm just going to say spoilers for Final Fantasy VII, the OG. Spoilers are possible for the rest of Remake and are maybe for Rebirth, a little bit of Rebirth. We might pull from Rebirth as well. So if you have not played those games, then actually, you know what? Maybe we don't spoil Rebirth, because if this is for, like, let's say Switch players coming in and
Tyler
Tyler
has a
says talk
demand.
spoilers.
talk spoilers,
Just do it.
he said go for it.
When Tyler Hepner speaks, we listen.
We listen. So there are things that we're probably going to get into that there's no way to dance around it if we want to do a good analysis. So I'm just going to go ahead and say spoilers from here on out. We are probably going to avoid future memories, as I call them, that, like, we're not going to talk about Chapter 4 until we get to Chapter 4, because it's like, dude, we're going to talk for hours and hours and hours. So just for the sake of a good runtime on a video, but yeah, we're not going to dance around spoilers. We're just going to talk about them when they complement whatever the analysis that we're trying to put together here. With that being said, all right.
I got something to say, but keep going.
Okay.
Keep going, because I was going to say something that completely contradicted what you had.
Oh
just said.
no. This is why our after show talks last so long. It's like, I hear what you're saying, but what if no?
I know what you're saying, but I have a point that's relevant to chapter 2.
Okay, I see what you're saying. That's okay.
Yeah.
If it complements what we're trying to do for chapter 1, it's good.
Okay.
All right, so I just wanted to establish that for everybody watching. We're probably going to dive into spoiler territory for this analysis. So if you're playing the Switch 2 version and you're like, well, I don't want to know anything that happens in Rebirth, maybe click out. That's all. And maybe like say, all right, I'll come back to this later.
That's what I was about to say. So
Yeah,
Rebirth,
come back to it later.
As of today, was announced to be coming to Switch 2 and Xbox. What was it, June 3rd?
June 3rd, baby.
So June 3rd, you can play Rebirth if you haven't played it on PlayStation or PC already. And then
do you feel
because
that?
it's because it's oh dude, I feel the hype flowing through me.
Do you
but hear
feel
me
that
out,
right now?
Chad.
Woo.
Chad. Beat the game in like 10 days and then come back and then you have 69 hours of
on.
Rebirth content plus whatever like ungodly amount of hours we have now.
That's true.
So like you'll have bro, you're gonna have well over like 100 easily plus hour, you know, maybe even like 200 hours depending on this is a longer game.
The
by
hype is
chapter,
here.
At least.
The hype
You're
is
gonna have a
here.
lot of content. So if you're clicking out now, we'll see you later.
We'll see
you
you
later.
later.
You know what we got to do, Dan? We just
up?
got to buy one of those flashy thingies so everybody can watch everything, get the full spoilers, and then we just boop. Memory erase
Oh
it.
yeah, freaking MIB.
Oh, dude, that would kill it with the viewership. They're like, look at this whole series I haven't watched.
Whoa. Well, then we get extra views
Just
because they keep
watch it
going back and
multiple
watch it.
times. Oh man, secret sauce right there.
Secret sauce, y'all. All right.
YouTube
So
hates
with
us
that
one
being
trick.
said, spoiler. It's there. It's out there. We're going against spoiler. Anyways, this is not really that much of a spoiler anyway, but the live stream is made up of the souls of the dead. This is such a big spoiler, y'all. And Aerith is a Cetra, and she can kind of communicate with it, right? So
That
Aerith
was a little bigger.
So Aerith seems to be communicating, in my opinion, like it seems like she's kind of communicating with the live stream, with the planet right here. I don't feel like she's kneeling down and just looking at a broken pipe. Like,
Something more is definitely happening here.
yeah. Now, this is where things get, it can get out of hand, or it's on track. We don't know.
It's
Because
We haven't even pushed a button yet.
we don't even,
We
we haven't even
continue.
pushed a button. But the thing is here, is that there are two potential timelines that we could be going down for this analysis series. As I'm writing the analysis, writing my notes, I'm like, dude, I should literally highlight the different theories, right? I have a theory highlighted that complements this analysis complements the theory, and then I have this analysis complements what I'm seeing on screen with no knowledge of anything else, just what I'm seeing. Now, let's go with the theory one. I think this is a popular one. I think a lot of people already, subscribe to this theory, like you should be with Warriors of Hype. And you can go ahead and go with that one. Yeah, it's good.
I got a comment.
That was a good segue. Yep.
We're pretty decent,
Smooth.
I think. Thank you.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stick the landing. I just got hung up on it. I don't know what I was trying to say. No, all right. No, you can subscribe to that theory because the theory is that Sephiroth from the future has gone back in time to remake the timeline, or to remake the world into his world, his perfect planet. And there's so many things that support that with the Black Feather. And as we go on with this analysis, I will continue to support that theory as well as what we see on screen. So Aerith talking to the planet in this instance. Now, the planet is made up of life stream, the life stream is made up of memory, and this memory, according to the official description of life stream, transcends time and space. Okay, so that means
which is only
memories
partially
of the future.
confusing.
Right, it's only partially confusing.
Because as we also understand it, anyone who dies returns to the live stream. So it's like, who's transcended time and died?
So transcended
right.
time. Well,
Spoilers.
in
come on
my theory here, I will plant the seed so that way we can just say, hey, Warrior of Hype believes in this. And for the rest of the analysis, I will be supporting it. Where it's, I believe that, yes, a Sephiroth, whether it is the actual Sephiroth who lived through all the way up till the end of Dirge of Cerberus and went back in time to say, nah, I'm gonna change things. I have a way to change things. Maybe even past the epilogue. He goes back.
He hated Dirge that much?
He hated Dirge. He said,
He's like, no, we're gonna run this back.
Hell no, we're going back. We're going back. This is what you guys are doing? No, so he's going back and he's going to change it, right? So Sephiroth, whether that be like his physical life form is going back, or it's just his memory, whatever you want to say, is now trying to be manifested within this new remade timeline that he's working on. Whereas Aerith, I think, is now getting information from the live stream that this is happening. Aerith, from the future, the Omni Aerith, as people call her, is talking to our Aerith right now. This is my thought. My theory on this is that Aerith from the live stream is talking to the Aerith, warning her of what's about to go down. This causes a rift that the planet doesn't agree with, that the planet doesn't like, which is why we hear like something in the alley, and now she's paranoid. Like, what was that? And so this is the maybe the first appearance of the whispers to her, where she's just talking, she's getting information. Now look in her eyes, man. She looks worried. She's like, oh my god. Now, right there, her mouth suddenly, like, it opens a little bit. Like, as if she's, like just heard something or just learned something that is more, like, a big weight put on her shoulders right now. She, like, holy crap. And this is why I think when you hear the noise in the background, I think this is the planet, because the whispers are coming, and the whispers are here now to say, oh, we know what you just did, and we have to stop whatever you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to change things, we got to stop it. So your thoughts?
Well, you want to jump in?
I mean, yeah. First of all, I want to, Mr. Gainsborough in chat, livestream Black and White's a great primer for the remake story. I
Really
kept thinking
is.
that the whole time you were talking. I'm like, man, those sections really set up the ideas that you're talking about right here. You sort of get that vibe when you read that, and
Which is on the way to a smile. On the way to a
I
smile.
was going to
Yes.
say, make sure chat knows.
and you get that for
Or
both
audience.
Sephiroth and Aerith. And so it feels like no coincidence that those two characters, as we're going to see in this story, have roles that sort of, provide evidence to that theory. So,
Yes.
I mean, you touched on all the major points, Dan. I'll just say I agree. Her eyes, it's hard to read. They could be sad. It could be that she's seeing into the live stream. She's seeing, and putting things together. Let's take a good look here, because her eyes look kind of like they're looking through something. They don't look, yeah.
Like almost vacant in a way. Not vacant, but like, I know what you mean.
She's not seeing with her eyes. She's seeing with another
Yeah.
sense. Yeah.
See, right here is like her mouth kind of like that's where I was like, dude, she seems like she just got hit with a heavy weight. If I could just
Or
make
if we,
that, I'll make that.
I mean,
yeah, like
I don't want to say that this is intentional, but we're talking about her kind of taking the weight of what's going on here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, wow, this is perhaps an intentional parallel, but like, all right, this is going to be a rebirth future memory, but it's the most iconic thing with this character. So, her final moments alive in the entire story, the one I mentioned, rebirth, spoiler, like, has her kneeling in a very
in this
similar
like
position.
same spot and with almost the same expression.
So-
yeah.
That's what I was just thinking. It's like, so she has a
crazy.
so I'm looking at her interacting with this Mako energy, and I almost wonder if she's just like, we just glimpsed the moment that she learned what her fate is, or the fate. And now I'm paralleling.
She definitely
it to,
seems
again,
like she knows. Like in
the
like throughout
final
this game,
moment
Oh yeah.
that she, because obviously she has relevance and a presence in the story beyond her death. Like to see her in a position that's similar to that which she was in those final moments that she's alive. It's like her story begins and ends with her almost in this like praying position, kneeling, speaking to the planet. Just here, it's not in a full prayer. And again, Rebirth. I promise I won't be doing this for the whole chapter or for the whole like analysis, but like
she's a little she
in Rebirth,
definitely,
she even mentions, "I've never learned how to pray. Like I never learned how to pray. No, I don't know how to pray." So to see her just communicating with the planet, perhaps for the first time consciously, and then compare that to this moment where she is intentionally trying to communicate with the planet, I feel like there is some sort of parallel here. Again, I don't know if this was intentional direction or not, or if this is just something that clicked now, because I didn't even write this in my notes. But I'm looking at these two, or not exactly my notes, but you know whose notes they are.
Hey!
We'll get there.
Oh, hey.
Tell me when. Tell me when.
We'll get there. We'll get there. Yeah, I got a good place to start with it. But no, yeah, I think that, I was wondering too with this. It's like, all right, what spoilers is she getting for her story here? So maybe that's what I think. I'll put my theory out there. I think that she just learned the truth about what's to happen with her.
Agreed.
And
I do agree with that, actually. Like, I think she's just, that's why we're going to find out as we go on with this analysis. It just seems like she has so much more information than she should. So, all right.
Hell, if I knew how I was gonna die, especially in the way she dies, it's like, man, I'd have the 1,000-yard stare too.
Right.
I would never, dude. I would never be on my knees again. I would never. I drop something.
Just avoid that position.
Yeah, I drop something. Like, all right, that's the grounds now. I didn't need that
grounds.
Right.
It's the grounds now. I don't need that.
All right. So now I'll continue on with this one. So yeah, like I said, she's gonna hear some noises in the alley there, some flickering of the lights, and then the music kicks in, and you're just like, oh man, right here it comes for those listening, and then Sephiroth's one-winged angel chants come in. You know what I mean? So a lot of people had some thoughts that these lyrics changed, and I dug in. Like, it changed from the initial release to the intergrade release, and I was digging in. I don't hear it. I don't hear any kind of lyric changes. And then I also contacted FF7 Music, who is awesome, really dives into this stuff, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? You got any information on this? And it's like, no, it's not the lyrics from One Winged Advent Children that people suggest, and then I have zero clear. So basically, what they've done is they were backmasking the choir, and I have zero clue why they would do that, but it's the most convincing evidence I've seen so far as to why they reverted back to the initial version in all subsequent releases. Aside from it sounding better, they screwed up the sync between the music and the visuals on PS5, so the crescendo didn't hit on cue when the Meteor logo dropped. And that was something in the Ultimania, the Material Ultimania, that the sync was something they worked really, really hard on. So I'm guessing they were disappointed when they saw that they kind of screwed up on it and changed it back, is what FF7 Music says. So if there's any kind of clarification on that, if you guys heard that anywhere, that's what I know. But yeah, so Sephiroth's one-winged angel that chant starts going on as soon as she gets startled and looks over. So if Aerith is, and like, man, you're so right about the Livestream White, Livestream Black being everybody should have like required reading on this one. And maybe we actually do a reading. I don't know how that works as far as like is it legal to do that on YouTube is just like straight up read passages from a book. I don't know. If it is that, then I'd like to read every like
livestream.net did a
Yeah.
reading of it, which some of it's on YouTube. I don't know if every chapter was or no, I think they did every chapter of On the Way to a Smile. It was The Kids Are Alright that they didn't finish.
Okay.
But the livestream.net did an entire reading of On the Way to a Smile.
Well, I would love to do like let's do that reading. Maybe we can plan it for something, Hypecast or something. I don't know. Where we can, or even at the end of this video, we can just kind of like say, hey, here's what you need. This is your primer. Essentially, Livestream White, Livestream Black is Aerith in the livestream versus Sephiroth in the livestream after the events of Meteor Fall and things like that. Sephiroth throws all of his memories that were about like him being a good person and all that love and all that. Get rid of all that crap. He gets it and he lets the livestream have it, but he holds on to the core of his being, and he latches onto Cloud as his nucleus, right? So Cloud is his nucleus. So he's gonna, yeah, boom. That's that case. And then Sephiroth is going around, and as souls enter the live stream, he's corrupting them with despair. Like everybody who's coming in, you got to think. A lot of people died after Meteor Fall. A lot of people were dying of Geostigma. They come in with all this despair and all of this like life's unfair, and like Sephiroth's like you're darn right. You stay upset. Stay upset. Yeah, and then like everybody comes in there staying upset. Well, Aerith is desperately trying to go and to these people and try to like get them to dissolve into the natural flow of things, and she's trying really hard. She's just one being within this live stream, and she's struggling to keep up as the live stream is just being tainted black, right? So there's that's basically the war within, and we kind of see that carry on throughout the remake trilogy here, but at a different time period. So if this is Aerith, maybe this is Aerith's in the livestream White, her last ditch effort to like say, okay, I know what Sephiroth's plan is, and I need to act, because if I don't act, nobody's going to act. So she's even going to break the rules maybe and going to go back and warn Aerith. And so maybe this is where we're at. Okay, that's the little primer, a little catch you up there. Whoo, man, we're only 2 minutes in, everybody. Brace yourselves. All right,
Mind you, before this all started, we were like, "Oh, there's something to talk about." But yeah, we'll
chapter
sure.
Oh man. And you got Dean from Supernatural just shoulder checks her.
There's the reunion getting trampled on even more there as somebody steps on the flower. This is completely omitted from this wasn't in the original game. She looks up now. There's concern. Something isn't right. My reunion has been stepped on. She's got her flower in her hand. This is like, it's very symbolic right now of like, man, in the original game, she just kind of walks out with her flowers. Yeah, like I'm just selling flowers, and just the camera pans out and everything's good. This one, she gets freaking shoulder checked, freaking drops the flowers on the ground, stepped on. She lifts it up and she clutches it to her chest, and then she looks at this camera with concern.
Oh, that's a summary of her whole journey in 10 seconds.
Like,
I feel like that's almost like how people will have something happen to them in real life and go, "That was a sign."
Man,
Like,
look at that.
I feel like
Omen.
Oh, that's something, Dan. Thank
that's
you.
what she looks like. Like,
That is not what she looks like.
no, that's not it.
I mean,
Oh, okay.
no, I mean,
That's
you're making
exactly what she looks like.
I mean,
You put a beard on
yeah,
Aerith?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
Put a
beard on
beard,
Aerith, yeah.
Okay,
All right,
good,
give her the
good.
filter.
She's just, yeah.
But no, but I'm almost wondering if that's like, if we're going with the theory that she just learned everything, and then she picks up like this happens immediately after getting spooked walking out of the alley, and then she gets shoulder checked by Dean, and then and who's the other one? Sam, right? Sam steps on her flower,
Damn,
and then
man.
she's like, all right, this is supernatural.
This is supernatural. We got ghosts. We got ghosts
That was
now. Plot ghosts. Then DJ Alex 2.0 says this is the best 2 minutes of my life.
You're welcome.
Oh man, everybody froze there for a second. Are we all good? Dang.
Live stream.
Live stream.
Live stream.
I'm telling you, I think the
stopped
whispers
us.
are going to be on this right now. All right, this whole series, the whispers are going to be hitting us.
They're like, we know too much.
And then we get into this, y'all, in which I will turn on the volume for the listeners. You guys won't get to hear it,
I can hear it anyway.
y'all.
Bro.
Okay.
Chills,
Wait.
goosebumps every time,
Just roll it back for a second. I want to see that pan out one more time.
bro.
Because
I don't blame you.
Every time.
Oh,
everything
man.
that we were just talking about, where I was like, and this is what I
tissues
love. This is what I love about this new intro. We got so much more topside like exposure here. So when they do this pan out, like in the original, it was incredible.
Right.
But here, this is like,
Dude.
we're really seeing the scale, man. And
Yeah.
like, we just got to see this like during like peak daylight, you know, like a bustling city. So now to pull back, and I love the inclusion of these little rinky-dink helicopters flying through because it kind of just adds to
Scale.
the scale of things,
Yep.
right? It like
I thought
just
it
to
also
show how
yeah.
big the building, like the Shinra building is, like these helicopters flying through. So like, man, the scale of this place, like between the intros with the added shots of the topside, seeing the city, because those were skyscrapers in some of those like topside places, you know, like in the beginning we were seeing a city. So it's incredible just how much they really sold the size of Midgar here.
Yeah, man.
Man,
God.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, bro. My best remake literally is just 3 words: the title sequence.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part of the chapter in terms of what they remade, because I mean it just hits you in the chest, bro.
I thought
Also,
this
that
might
seamless
be.
transition.
God, dude.
Yeah.
Oh
Through the
yeah.
fog.
I got
Through the
something to
fog,
say about
dude.
that as
Fog
well.
takes you
No,
from
oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
I was-
cutscene to
God, man.
in game.
And so I want to show you guys this as well, just because I think it might be fun. This is the 2000. Oh no, this is Crisis Core. When at the end of Crisis Core, like the PSP version, they had a trailer that played. That was like a to be continued. So this is what it looked like back then on the PSP. And just look how far this has come since the PSP like version of this. See, this is more like the OG, where she's just gonna walk out. She's not gonna get shoulder checked, by Supernatural. But she comes, it
Tag
comes out like
teamed.
yeah, and just look how like the cinematography of what they did with Remake's version, the slow pan, everything just. Oh my God, what they did with Remake is incredible. But this was still amazing to see even back on the
it's
PSP,
pretty cool.
and like you're just like, oh man. Obviously they did show the 2005. So here comes the train, and we get a longer shot of the train. We get a couple, instead of those quick rapid shots like we get in the OG, we get Cloud, and Cloud is going to pray to the Buster Sword like Zack here. This was not in the remake. This part was not there. And then he's also going to say, I'm Cloud. But this stuff wasn't there. But he does, as he pulls into the station, he stands up and he risks, his head getting chopped off by those beams that go by. To be continued in Final Fantasy VII. And then I got this one for you as well, which is this one's fun to see. I'm going backwards in time, but
is this
the 2005.
Yeah.
Tech demo, and I'll fast forward a little bit more. Look at this, guys. 2005, and you can see the evolution of this intro. But this was just mind blowing on the like this is what started the really started the craze of like, no way you just showed me this thing running on a PS3 and it's not real. But look at just look at that compared to Remake. It's crazy. The train is not going as fast as it should be. Like, it looks interesting, but and then here comes Cloud jumping off, and he just does a nice little sweat.
Yeah, that face. I always like that face.
It's crazy how far we've come with this, man. And I just kind of thought it'd be fun to go down a little, show you guys that.
Dude.
But look at that. Okay, so those were little fun things I wanted to show about those older ones. So we zoom out. We got the concerned Aerith. I already said that. Shinra's tower standing tall above everything else. It's in the middle of this gigantic pizza-shaped city of Mako, right? And at the very center of it all, standing just towering over everything, is Shinra. And of course that's just props to something that even the OG did, but like, it just goes to show you how absolutely dominant of a force Shinra is, and like the control they have. And I like how those helicopters come into view, because it's almost like, whoa, freaking Shinra everywhere. You can't get, you're like, Shinra's everywhere.
You don't even have the size.
They're freaking yeah, exactly. So like, I just I like that as they buzz into the camera view, and it's just pure dominance here. Now, the camera transitioning from the opening cinematic into gameplay, or into this segment, was extremely important even back on the OG.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, so let me see. I thought I had a quote from the Ultimania, but I can bring that up in a second. But yeah, this was actually something that they had like an unwritten rule back in the OG development time, where they would not clock out until they figured out how can we get that opening cinematic to seamlessly go right into gameplay with that train. So they did the same exact thing with Remake. This time they had the Steam kind of mask the transition, and it worked out beautiful. Do you have anything else to say? We can move on from that.
Oh man, you said it.
Okay. And we got here, when we get off, just a little few things here. The clock indicates that it's 9:10. Signs show that the Sector 5 train departs in a little over an hour from this point. A poster for a Shinra camera that reads, "See the world through her eyes." It's a little camera thing, right? Little camera poster. But is there more? Am I digging in too deep?
These posters too.
Am I digging in too deep with all this mention of worlds and rebirth?
We gotta do it.
See the world through her eyes? What do you mean? A not her chance for a remake? I remember the Ever Crisis trailer. Another chance, but a not her.
I see what
See
you
the
did there,
world
Dan.
through her eyes. Anyways, I don't know what that. I'm digging in way too deep for a camera poster.
Well, they also have a poster for Benora apple juice. So
They sure
there's
do.
that, Dan.
That's true.
They sure do. Which pretty much
Icicle
confirms
water they got over in the corner.
exactly confirming Benora has to be a destination in part 3. Like,
Yeah,
we have to
that's
see
what I was
Benora
thinking
because
too.
you're setting this stuff up. You gotta finish it. Like, you can't just
Can't
not have
not do
Benora not on the
That's-
map. It's got to be
Dude,
there. It's lore
That's
now.
actually something that's for the remake project. Like, I'm even more excited to like see. And weirdly enough, Benora apple juice made me think of this. We're going to like have a full scale world of just not just the original locations from the original game, but all the compilation locations. Hopefully, we gotta see Benora, bro. Come on.
We gotta see Benora. It's got to be there because we have in-game lore. Even if you're not going to try to, if you're disassociating yourself with the compilation and you're just trying to be your standalone piece, it's in your game. Like, you have to have it. So, yeah, Benora, nice little thing. Benora, white apple juice, icicle in water. Now, Barrett, the first thing we hear him say, "Get down here, Mert." That's what he says. Now, in the 2015 PlayStation Experience trailer, he says, "Okay, let's move." So, if you want another look at how
Like,
much
get down
this,
here, Merc. Better.
Yeah, get
Yeah,
down there.
yeah.
Merc is so much better. That's up.
Oh
Look
my
how far
God.
this game has come, dude.
Man, I'm
And
so
this was-
glad they took it in house, bro. Because
Yeah.
they cleaned that up.
They cleaned that up so good. This was only 5 years. Well, only, but this was 5 years before the release of Remake. Like, look how much has changed. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, we're getting
yeah.
ahead of ourselves, but yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's
What
crazy.
was that flip?
You want to do that flip?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Bro, looks
Whoa.
like Woody getting off a bed.
It looks like-
off of Andy's
Bro. Core memory unlocked.
Why did he flip like
Look
that?
like Woody getting off Andy's bed.
Bro.
He just sort of fell. Like,
That's
Oh,
crazy.
that was not cool, smooth, or badass. He just
He just
Anyway.
fell. The sword like carried his arm down to slam it on the ground.
He's like, oh shit, this is
Oh shoot! This thing's heavy. Oh man! And that look how
Yeah,
it's
see now that
so much
that's
smoother.
cool, smooth, and badass.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Oh, the
so
lighting. The lighting is so like different level, bro. Like,
I could even go back and show you the PS4 version of that intro, and like it's even different, right? So they keep cleaning
look
it
at
up,
the
cleaning
atmosphere.
Yeah. Because Integrate made all those lighting changes and atmospheric, volumetric fog and all that other stuff. So, yeah, man, like this
why-
game keeps
why-
evolving.
Sorry. Why did those guys not stop Barrett?
They know better. They're like,
shit-
he has a gun arm.
they just came by
that
and
guy's
said-
skinny.
Hey, man, he said you're up.
That guy big as fuck. I'm not.
This guy's
I ain't-
I ain't messing with that guy, dude. He said we could fight this guy. I'm good with that. He's giving us more of a 2v1 rather than a 2v2. I'm cool with it. So we get your first taste of
might-
combat here. Okay, go ahead. Jump in.
I was gonna say on my most recent playthrough when I was fighting these two troopers right here, one of them says something like, "Is that a soldier first class?" And I was like, I've never heard that line of dialogue ever.
Oh, like on this
Like,
recent playthrough?
Yeah, like during combat, yes.
Oh wow, I actually don't think I
was
ever.
like-
Wiley, is that?
Is it?
Is that?
Is it? I don't know. Is it?
Is that him?
I don't know.
I,
Very,
I
very
mean,
like
hey,
ominous
hey.
the way you said
well,
that.
the Crisis Core, he says, "I am Cloud, soldier first class." He must be right.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Well, if he
Yeah, yeah.
said it, then it's
I
gotta
mean,
be true.
recognizing that
Must be
iconic
true.
sword as well.
Core themes right here. We're discussing, folks. Core themes.
I mean, you know,
I just
why would
think back to the
doubt anything
Hypecast
Cloud's
last
ever
week, or the
That's why we
Hypecast
call
2
you
days ago.
subtly.
Subtly. The Hypecast 2 days ago when I was like, well, first of all, I have to ask why, and then Lee goes, why not?
Why not?
There's the conversation.
That was it.
Then we moved on.
Point,
And we move on.
counterpoint, done.
Done.
It's like shit. He's spitting.
Man, damn, he got me on that one for real. I don't know how to
Doobie
respond.
though.
You get our first taste of FF7R's incredible ATB action hybrid combat here as Cloud levels up to level 7 right after the first battle. Guaranteed, always going to do it, which is a nice little nod to the original game. Here's something. Here's something that I think it was MJ Gallagher brought this up. Cloud in the original game starts with ice materia. In this game, he starts with fire.
Oh, alternate
Seems like
timeline, folks.
an intentional change, doesn't it? Fire being something that triggers Cloud. Fire being something that is not that you shouldn't associate with Cloud. Like the fires of Nibelheim, that which binds him together with Sephiroth. You know what I mean? And Sephiroth would be loath to live in such a world. You know what I mean? Stuff
See what
like
you're doing.
that. You see what I'm doing right now. So
See what you're doing.
Cloud starting with ice materia in the OG, fire materia in this game. It just doesn't seem like a mechanically, like, just, oh, hey, we're going to have him start with fire because it works better for progression or whatever. Seems deliberate. Seems very deliberate. Now, we catch up with Avalanche. And we're giving context that Cloud is new to this group. Once we catch up with with Avalanche here, and Jesse doesn't even remember his name. Again, this is adding to it, like, oh yeah, the Cloud isn't part of this group, and Big says that he's a professional, unlike them. So this also lets us know, as the player, that this particular group is more of a ragtag cell and not the official Avalanche. They're not professional. They're and this is potentially their first real gig. And but they are capable, because you can see Biggs. He'll open the door later, and like he's damn, I'm good. So he's good. He's good at they're good at what they do. But this could be their very first like real mission here, because Cloud says, hey, it's a one-time gig. Once it's done, we're done, right? He's not part of this. What's up? It seemed like you had something to say. My bad. No.
I was just thinking.
I'm just thinking, man. Now, Jesse says Cloud is a real joy to look at, and looks are what people notice first. And Big says he's not most people. I thought this was good. A nice way to not just make a fun joke, which it is like a fun like little convo they're having, but it also kind of hints at Biggs's selfless personality, in my opinion. Like you can hear him talking about, well, I'm not most people, I guess, because Biggs. We're talking about somebody, once we get into Rebirth, again, spoiler, excuse me, with Biggs being like, you know, like leading the orphanage, that's kind of
in this game.
That's in this game.
about.
Is it? Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, but we actually get to see him, right? Or no, that's this game? God, I'm getting my games mixed up. But anyways, so Jessie, who is an actress, naturally notices the looks first. I thought that was like like kind of the dynamic between those two characters' personalities. So then when you approach Barrett, he turns around, walking towards his crew. He grunts and just shoves Cloud to the side. So this is another little thing I'd like to know.
There's a lot of that going on in Midgar today.
What's
Aerith's
that?
getting shoved.
Yeah, everybody's
Cloud's
getting shoved. No respect.
There's a memo that went out, and Cloud did not read it, and Aerith did not read it. But...
Happy shoving day, everybody.
Happy shoving day.
Barrett's such a dick at the beginning of the game, and it's so funny, especially off the heels of like Rebirth, where we watch him go through such character like growth, and we kind of lower the guard a bit. But seeing him start off this way, and it makes sense. He's
there's a certain reason that he's doing what he's doing, right?
Well,
this is a
there's
facet
a number
of
of
his
reasons,
personality, and he's we'll talk about that as we go, I think.
But also, as far as
cooking.
he knows Cloud represents everything that he kind of detests. In Shinra.
Right. Yep.
So
I mean, I could talk about it a little bit if you guys want, because it is like, I mean, this is kind of important to the character. Like, it adds context after playing Rebirth, especially, where we get a backstory we get to kind of actually see what Barrett has gone through. And when you get this, and we don't need to go into all of that, but basically we just need to tell you, like, hey.
We did already, actually.
Yeah, we already did, yeah. We've already gone in the last series. But, like, we know what happened to him. Like, now, like, obviously we can tell through the context of just this game where, oh, yeah, this man hates Shinra. He's trying to get revenge on him. But then finding out
that was lost on me, actually.
Never would have guessed.
Finding out why he hates Shinra and seeing it, and then like, hey, now you got to work with this guy who used to work for Shinra, and like he's an ex-soldier, but he still was a soldier for Shinra.
Yeah.
He was still somebody who served this company that not only ruined his life, but also betrayed him, backstabbed him. So now when you get Barrett going, you double crossing, he's already hyper aware that this guy's going to. Yeah.
The next couple scenes, he calls that into question immediately.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, he's questioning Cloud's loyalty immediately, right?
Yep.
Well, last time he was positively dealing with Shinra, a good deal of double crossing occurred. So he
exactly.
Just
now
associates the two.
He's forced to work with another, like them again in a way, in a weird kind of way. He's
another
forced
double
to work.
crossing Shinra
Yeah, in order to get to his payback, he's got to like join forces with this what he would consider the enemy, even though he doesn't believe him that he's Tifa's friend. Yeah, he's an ex-soldier, but he's still Stamp. He's still a loyal little doggy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're gonna see that as we go, but it kind of explains why he's just absolutely just really mean.
He doesn't want Wedge fraternizing with him. He's like, get over here.
Wedge,
get
come
away
on.
from him. Come on, Wedge.
Come on, Wedge. Now let's see. Yeah, okay, Wedge convinced.
Reminds him that he paid, it's a reminder that you're here because you got paid, bro. Like, you ain't part of the team. We paid you.
Mm-hmm. Better be worth it. Every last gift.
From Jackie's journal.
Whoa, hold on a second.
Oh, hey,
Whoa.
what?
Whoa, were we
This is
talking about
official-
Jackie's journal?
It sounds like we're talking about Jackie's journal.
Oh, snap. I wish I had this on hand. This would have been a so much more seamless transition, I think.
All right, we'll
Well, wait.
You
Hold
weren't
on.
prepared?
I am not
What?
prepared. Dang it,
First
where did I
time
put it?
ever.
There, is this it? I think this is it, y'all. This is just the song, I think. Ah! Hold on 1 second.
here. Well,
Hold off on
We'll fix it
Jackie's
in
journal.
post.
Hold off on
fix
Jackie's
it in
journal.
post.
It's coming. Go ahead and with your point, and then I'll play it at the end as like a
it wasn't
closer.
even a point.
Oh,
it's
shit.
just when he walks through the door. She wrote my exact quote in that moment when I was like, "Yo, it's the cover of the game."
Kinda, yeah.
It
Kinda.
kind of happens like later on in the
San
game.
Diego.
Do we have more Jackie journals?
Yeah, actually, we have a couple. Here.
Okay. I'll find it the next time, and we'll get it for the next Jackie journal. That
I
was
was about to say the other one I missed. She wrote, "What's Soldier Boy's deal? Prank that."
Crank that.
Okay, crank that.
That Soldier Boy.
Yes.
And
Oh
also, why did
man.
Barrett shove Cloud and go, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, hold
Anyway.
on. There we go. All right, I'm gonna get this going, man. I didn't have it
Oh,
prepared.
You have a
working
Jackie's
on
journal
that, so-
coming up. You have one coming up. You have it like pretty shortly.
Okay, we'll get it for the next one. We'll get it for the next Jackie's journal. Okay, let's go. I have it ready for the next Jackie's journal.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Let's see. Wedge is convinced that Cloud ain't that crazy to do something like this for money. Cloud delivers his iconic "not interested" line. So there, it's an iconic line that he had from the OG. Not interested. So a lot of like great recreated moments in this chapter, as we saw with like Lee said. Him approaching the reactor was ripped directly from the OG, and even the OG with its graphical capabilities brought that camera in and panned up and looked at the reactor. So seeing that right here, oh god, it's so good, man. Let's see. Barrett says soldiers may attack on command, but I hear they make good guard dogs too. So in this situation. We got, I think Barrett, like, he keeps making these jabs at Cloud with referring to him as a dog. And to add context to that as well, Shinra's mascot is Stamp, a little doggy. And he views anybody who works for Shinra as servants, as lapdogs. So, of course, he's kind of like making jabs at Cloud for being a little lapdog. And... dogs are good at following orders, and that's what he's basically referring to here.
We also just fought a guard dog,
and we fight a guard dog as well.
which that.
Wow, excellent point. I think.
Yes.
Crazy.
When he comes back, I'm just gonna say,
Damn.
Brilliant.
why not?
Brilliant. Yeah. What?
Wait. Jackie's journal had to do with the guard dog, though.
Oh, tell me
I
about
got
the
hit.
guard dog as we
All right.
go into Jackie's
down.
journal.
Jackie's
What is this? All right,
It was
anyway.
probably extremely loud. Oh
Okay,
no.
well, I didn't even get to hear what the song is, but
I'll see if I can
Jackie's
get it to
journal,
work.
It's okay. I'll hear it in post.
It's probably extremely loud for people watching.
All she said was, "Stop hurting doggies. This is animal abuse," and she drew a sad face.
Oh man.
She doesn't want you to hurt the dogs. By the way, for anybody who's new to the channel,
He
confused,
said it
Jackie
was.
is my girlfriend. Jackie's my girlfriend, and she takes my notes while I'm playing the chapter, and sometimes just throws in her own little whatevers
Yeah.
notes.
All right, get
comedy
ready.
bits, or she just quotes me. So
Is that what she said? No, no effing way. Yeah, sorry about that. That was really, really loud. I don't know how to turn it down right now.
I don't even know what the song was. But
I know. Oh man, give me a volume option before I play it. Everybody,
all right,
brace yourself.
we'll fix it. We'll fix it in
Brace
post.
yourself. It's coming again. I want to turn it down. There we go. I'm gonna turn it down. There we go. All right, better, much better. And then Jackie's journal.
We need to get you an actual journal that looks like this. We're using Jackie's journal looks like this.
Can you hear it?
I hear it.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Jackie's journal.
That's awesome.
Shout out to
Well-
Fuzz Pixels, who I reached out to. There, yeah. Open that up so I can use that.
Yeah, we'll get a nice. No, I'm just gonna have to buy a custom-made Jackie's journal. I think.
That was Fuzz Pixels. I reached out to him and I asked him. I was like, "Listen, man." I sent him a voicemail and I'm like, "Hey, man. You know, every time there's a segment on Rebirth, and I'm just like, Jackie's journal," and like I do that. I'm doing a voicemail to him. Jackie's journal, and he's like, and I'm like, you could do something like that. And then he replies back to me, and he's like, "Oh, I love that, mate." And he's like, "A Jackie's journal," and I'm like, "Yeah, Jackie." And we're like going back and forth. We're just going back and forth. I was like, I love our conversation right now.
Damn.
Oh man.
Most people just get a moniker on your channel. Jackie got a moniker and a theme.
She gets a theme song. Yeah.
Jackie's journal, and she gets a theme. First to do it. That's crazy.
Fuzz
Congrats,
Pixels,
babe.
everybody. That's Fuzz Pixels. Thank you for that one.
Shout out to Fuzz Pixels. Thanks.
Wow. Okay. So, let's see. We're going to go a little bit further here. Boom. Now, we don't need to talk about that because that's later on in the game, but there is something that Barrett says later on that, like, kind of justifies the way he's acting towards anybody involved in Shinra. And let's see. Okay. When Barrett asks Cloud the way around the Mako reactor, this is what the Ultimania has to say about the scene. All right, this is the material Ultimania. Barrett says, let's see, "I bet you've seen a few reactors." And then it says in the notes, a perplexed expression comes over Cloud's face, but he has his back to Barrett. Barrett says, "So how do we get to the bridge above Mako storage?" And Cloud doesn't understand why exactly he can't remember the layout of any reactor or even being in one. Because of this, he isn't listening to Barrett. And so, you ain't holding out on me.
Soldiers just don't go in them, I guess, right?
Well, I mean, he's been in reactors, but he just can't really,
We know he's been in
We
one.
know he's been in
Yeah,
one.
we know he's been in one.
He's in at least one, if not three.
There were at least four different, three different actual soldiers in that reactor
Yeah, at least three soldiers in one.
At
three
least.
soldiers walk
at
into
the
a
same
reactor.
time.
At least three.
Sounds like a
One of
bad
them we like to
punchline.
pretend was never there.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Now, the screen gets
Three
a.
soldiers walk into a reactor. Two of them are like, "What are you doing here? you were here before. What happened?" Anyway,
And the response
I-
is, why not?
Why
why
not?
not?
Why not?
Dude, I gotta say though, I love how almost that was so realistic that even not everybody has a Genova ride in mind,
Yeah, Genova rided.
But-
Yeah.
but everybody's sort of been in that position before where you kind of got to fumble through a conversation and just make yourself seem a little more
Di-
competent
different
than
reactor,
you might be.
different layout.
Yeah, I was like, that's pretty smooth actually for Cloud, which usually he's not smooth, but it was one of those things that I really appreciated because I'm like, man, it's like this really subtle way of like the first time you play it, if you don't know his character, you're like, oh, okay, like that checks out, like different reactor, like it's in the moment it feels very natural, but upon replay with like greater context, you're like, wow, that's just his like warped mind rationalizing a question that he really doesn't actually have an answer for. Like, I thought it was just a really cool, like, one of those things that makes a replay or a re-understanding of something just so much cooler. So
I could throw a hook in it and say, like, he gets hit with this white noise effect. Like he gets the headache. And as we've said, people don't know, but he's getting Genova-rided right now. I don't know how. Genova-rided. All right. So he's getting
Genova-rided is fine, dude.
That is an interesting
Don't
word.
make it seem like something else is happening.
I mean, have you seen Genova?
I mean, she's blonde.
Woo!
So we discovered last time.
I'll get Genova-rided. But she gets like Genova-rided there, and then so that white noise effect happens, and he goes different reactor, different layout. I wonder if this was like that the thought was put in his mind to say, this is your way out. Just say something. Get out of it. And maybe that thought was put in his mind, and that's how he's a different reactor, different layout.
Dude.
Now
this is why we have several hour analysis, because we're like, how did this one how does this one sentence impact the greater narrative? How does this one throwaway line just what if he's actually just telling the truth? He's like, oh no, actually, like, yeah, no, it's just this is a bit more modern than what I'm used to.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
yeah,
it's
honestly,
actually-
because he's talking about a retro one, the very first one ever built. It's the only one he remembers. Like, truly. All right, so while waiting for the elevator with Jesse and Barrett, Jesse says, "So, you know Tifa, right? It's none of my business, but are you guys close?" Now, the material
I
Ultimania...
like your Jesse voice.
Are you guys close? What's going on between you two? Taken aback, Cloud averts his eyes in embarrassment. White noise. All right, and now, again, Genova-rided right now. Let's see. I want to get... Here's the material Ultimania on what happened there, because I figured why analyze when the Ultimania has the information for us. Let's see. We're back in Cloud's hometown of Nibelheim, and we're going to catch up to this in just a second. This is why I want Fire Fighter on the broadcast engineer. He'll get there one day. He's a little busy today. They are back in Cloud's hometown of Nibelheim. The camera is his POV, so you don't see him. He leaves his house, and he wants to head out of the village, not for any particular reason. Out of the corner of his eye, he sees Tifa in the distance with 3 random boys. Everyone is about 8 years old in this memory. Tifa notices him and calls out to him, "Cloud!" He looks away. Tifa jokingly gets mad and runs up to him. He is right in front of him by the time he returns his gaze to her. And here's the note from the staff, answered by Motomo Toriyama, who I believe is the co-director on this game. It says, question, the song Anxiety False Memories plays when Cloud flashes back to life in Nibelheim during the Mako Reactor 1 mission. Was this memory somehow manufactured, as the song title would suggest? Answer, Cloud himself isn't aware of the residual effects from the experiment he underwent, but they are illustrated at various points in the story as white noise or hallucination. Those memories of his hometown that came to him in Mako Reactor 1 were accompanied by a considerable amount of distress and anxiety. To what extent are these true memories, and how much of these flashbacks are fabricated? Could it simply represent his own heartfelt wish of what might have been, it's represented in such a way as to be unclear.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay. All right, good. Good. Yeah, why not? Okay.
Excellent point. Excellent.
Great analysis, guys.
Yeah.
We're really on top of our game.
Well, as Dan said, we didn't need to analyze that one. It was in the, it was in the Metroidvania.
Yeah, but they made it
or whatever.
intentionally unclear, so I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
no.
if I had a thought. Well, like, what do you think?
I believe this is this like Tifa Tifa approaching him. I don't think was real.
Well, yeah, I agree with that.
Right. I think like this is a memory he had, and then I think let's see, doesn't he white noise out here in a second? Like he gets a glitch.
Say it's real up until she acknowledges him. Is
Yes.
what I think.
Yeah, and then like clout, little cut there.
Like,
and
or
then
maybe
this is the white noise. Like
yeah.
like
Maybe
look at
it
the
was,
like the
maybe
green
she did
effect.
wave at him.
Maybe she
wonder.
did. Maybe she. See, like that's the thing where, he's getting actively Genova-righted. Even his memories are getting actively like replaced and changed and distorted as he's going. But like even the Material Ultimania saying that of like it's meant to be portrayed in a way that's unclear. What's happening?
Which I like because sometimes Final Fantasy has a thing about over-explaining. So, like, I like when we have room to just have our own thought, Like, man, let me think. Let me cook.
Sure. Let me think a little hard. I'll think a little harder.
Perhaps even harder.
Yeah, perhaps even harder. Oh, man. I'm looking at chat. I really messed him up with that Jackie's Journal. Man, that was loud. It's
You
loud.
blasted their eardrums
Dude,
and now
it's
they
loud.
don't know what
It comes
Genova's
in-
writing.
Boom! Jackie's Journal. And like it's like a boom. I knew when I did it, I was like, I'm gonna have to
like
turn that down.
Nickelback for a second. Like
Jackie's Journal. That's Creed. My bad. Ooh, like you have to end everything you say with to be Creed. Jackie's Journal. That's Creed. Scott Stapp, everybody. Thank you for being here. You can leave now. Heidegger and
leave.
President
Don't listen.
Shinra's they're watching. That's what this scene's going to show you. They're just watching this happen. They got a little oversight. He also references I believe this is episode 2 of Before Crisis when Avalanche makes an attempt on the president's life. So this is kind of a little callback to say, hey, that stuff that we talked about in a game that never released not Ever Crisis, Before Crisis. Never released in, the States and stuff like that. It's real. There was an attempt on his life. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I actually made a note. I was like
an Avalanche
do
cell
more
did it.
research into this because I remembered it was from Before Crisis.
Mm-hmm.
My ass forgot to do more research into it, so I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, it's started here. Check to see if attempt on President Shiva's life was a Before
In any
Crisis
of those,
reference.
yeah.
No, I knew it was a Before. Like I said this to dude. I turned around, I looked at it, I'm like, that's a Before Crisis reference.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't remember it that well. I was like, I need to.
which is fair. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, dude. Before Crisis, in my compilation playthrough, I'm pretty sure my first attempt to play it actually broke my previous PC because I had to download an emulator to play it, and that went horrifically.
Yeah,
and then
so
my computer never worked the same after.
You play.
So I
as
was
a-
like, screw it. I'm just gonna watch this. It's the only one I didn't play. I just watched.
Yeah. This one's coming from Kane424, but I know that Vincent, no, not Vincent Graymore. What's up? Shout out to Vincent Graymore. But also it's something Graymore is the person who has like an entire playlist with the English translation version of this game.
That's who I watched.
Yeah, that's who you watched. Grimoire? Maybe it's Grimoire. Anyways,
Could be Grimoire.
yeah. This is the attempt on his life. And you play as the player Turk who has to defend him. These are the Avalanche cell, like the true Avalanche here, making an attempt. You fight them off. Yeah, there you go.
Funny you mentioned True Avalanche, because didn't Jesse just mention that Avalanche won't talk to them, basically? Like, I forgot what the exact quote was, but she says it before they get in the elevator, right? She's
like
HQ won't talk to us. It's because
Exactly.
these guys, our little ragtag group that we were just talking about earlier, how these guys they're not only inexperienced, they're extremists. They're inexperienced.
Yeah, we're an
extremists.
They don't approve of what Barrett's doing right now. Grimoire Valentine? Maybe that might actually be it. Grimoire Valentine. I got there.
That's just Vincent's dad.
Vincent Grimoire Valentine, Vincent Valentine. There was a thought. It's all connected. It's all a collective unconscious, if you would say.
Why not?
Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? All right, so let's catch back up to where we were here. With the Shinra just watching this unfold and letting it unfold is an interesting thing there. They're trying to find out more on this division of Avalanche. Then they call themselves Avalanche. Okay, so taking the elevator ride up, Barrett makes his speech. Cloud looks at Jessie like, this guy's serious? She shrugs. Cloud says, get help. Jessie is shocked that Cloud would say that. She's like, oh, what? Because this is a big man with a gun on his arm. You're going to talk to him like that? That's crazy. He comes up to him and say it again. Barrett joins the party. That was my next note.
Right.
Yeah, Barrett joins the party.
And I just want to say, I love the scene in the elevator where Barrett goes off like this apocalyptic street preacher. He's like all animated. Like you don't really see him like this ever again. You know what I'm saying?
Apocalyptic street preacher.
Hey, like how would you describe it? Like would you ever gonna see him animated like that again? Right?
No, that's
like,
exactly how I would describe it. Actually, you took the words right out my mouth.
Apocalyptic street preacher.
I'm just saying, bro.
I'm gonna tell John Bentley you said that. No,
hey, it's a compliment.
Yeah, you'll love it. Oh man, no, that's funny because it's almost as if he's trying to like convince himself that this is the right, like he's doing the right thing, like he's doing what's justified here. So he's hyping himself up at the same time. It might be the reason why like even Jessie was going like, okay, maybe they haven't even heard him talk like this before. Like he's hyping himself up. And then what's
going on?
It could be a combination of. Well, actually, I think it's not a combination. It's more so just they probably heard this, but now we're actually applying it to action. I don't think that they would have joined him if he wasn't
right.
This,
yeah, of course
like,
he's talked about it. Yeah.
You know what I feel like we're just kind of. It's one thing when you're sitting in seventh heaven. It's another thing when you're in an elevator.
You're on the mission.
Going to the
when a man has a gun arm, you just go along.
You just say what
that is true because this is what he does when you don't go along with it the way he likes. He'll let your shit smooth off, bro. Like he's not playing.
Chitty bang bang.
Yo, chitty bang bang. That's what happens. All right. You go hey, one false move, chitty bang bang. All right, done.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Oh man. All right. Once Barrett joins the party, we get into some combat. We got ranged combat, which is cool. I kind of want to stop and talk about this for a minute with you guys. This is the gameplay part of the analysis, right? So this is the first time we get party members in our combat system. So the game is easing us into this combat system pretty nicely in this first chapter. I think it's brilliant, actually. That culminates to the boss battle. That makes you have to do and use all of the tools that you've learned throughout this chapter. So we get Barrett into the party, and we get that ranged combat. And I have to say, at this point, I just feel like the combat. I know a lot of people will tell you that like Rebirth is it's the better combat, but man, going back and playing Remake, it feels good. Like this feels real good. Obviously, I love the improvements that they made in Rebirth, and like with Cloud being able to just hold X and just swing on up to the range. But in a way, I kind of like being restricted because, like in Rebirth, I would have just stuck as Cloud here, and I could have gone up and got those sentry raids.
Yeah,
easy.
can I tell you, that was my first instinct was to use like triple slide or whatever it is. Triple slide to go
get up there,
and hit him.
Yes.
I know what you mean. I feel like you got to play more of it because I really like Rebirth's combat.
I know. It feels weird.
And so it is kind of hard to go back to. I wouldn't say like, because obviously this is a fleshed out combat system, but it is weird to like go back to its predecessor and be like, man, I feel like you almost feel a bit restricted.
Yeah.
But stripping away the context of knowing where it was vastly improved with Rebirth, it's a great combat system. It's
Hey, look at that menu, folks. That looks familiar.
Hey,
Yo,
see
did
that,
they,
y'all?
Dan, did they copy you?
I worked real hard on this to make it feel like the menu of Remake, y'all. I worked really hard. Long time on
You
this.
did good, bro.
Thank you. So I appreciate that. But shout out to Kithen. Kithen on in the chat there says, I prefer Rebirth overall, but I miss the slower heaviness of Remake, more grounded. And like, I think that's a beautiful, like a perfect way to say it. Heaviness and grounded is what Remake's combat is. Whereas when you go into Punisher mode, or Spartan Prime mode or whatever, like, so when you got in that Punisher mode right there, Cloud's swings of that sword feel so weighted, just boom, 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 and like, it's so much better. In that case, of Punisher mode is 10 times better for me in Remake than it is in Rebirth. Like, the Punisher mode in Rebirth, I never used it. I hated it because he just kind of goes back back and forth. And I'm like, bro, in Remake, though, he is swinging man, like the weighty, slow, heavy attacks felt right. So, yeah,
Wait.
I just talk about the combat there.
Jackie, in Jackie's journal, she comments like, why are the grids like this? Why is it stop go? Oh my god.
All right, that might be the last time I do it tonight.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah. It might be. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
I thought this is a neat detail, at least from my notice. Unless I missed a dialogue, which is possible. Not really. This is not really anything remotely insightful, but it's just one of those like, hey, kind of cool detail things. There was a little control panel she's messing with right before. I was thinking in my head, it was like, it'd be kind of funny if she just couldn't get the things to fully turn off. Or maybe she's just trying to, or is this just Jesse just trying to spice it up? I don't know.
Spice it up. She likes
I was
to live
trying
on
to
the
figure
edge.
out if, yeah.
And then
it's
like
all right.
she's
Although-
really impressed with Cloud if he makes it through, and then like if you get, are you okay?
Oh,
Like,
that is even
There's-
funnier.
Yeah.
If,
So many voice lines.
dude, it's even funnier because in my playthrough, on my replay through, I did take a clip of it. I forgot to send it to you. I don't know what was up with the AI for Barrett, but he kept walking into the grid.
Yeah, he did.
Like I would make it, and he would walk right into it. And I just see like the like chip damage on him. I'm like, are we for real, dog? What are we doing? Like,
He does walk right into it a couple times. Oh,
did he do that for you as well? I
yeah,
wasn't sure if it was just a
I
me
could hear him behind me go.
experience.
Oh, yes. I think that's canon, bro.
That's yeah.
Oh, okay.
Barrett just is like whatever, man.
Well,
Like,
that's what you get for wearing shades at night. Like, come on, dude. Come on,
laser resistant. They couldn't see him.
Timing's off.
And so all right, yeah. Silly cat says the movement of Punisher mode in Rebirth is more like Sephiroth, more Sephiroth-like. Yep. Okay, so dodge some lasers because why not?
Or let him hit you, and you get funny voice lines.
That's
like,
it,
Do you have
yeah.
a fetish or something?
Do you have a fetish or something?
Wait, is that really one of them?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Oh, I stood there and I just kept. I just stood there, man. Like,
I got it, dude. That's funny. I didn't know that there was that many. I figured that she just
there's
like.
a lot.
That's awesome. I gotta check that out because I just thought that there was like some basic ones like what, like you okay or something, like no.
No,
that's
she
funny.
gets
There's
to
a good amount.
Gets to that point. It's funny, man.
That's awesome.
So now we get to a sweeper, and what I like about
Yeah.
this battle is this is you got Barrett and Cloud fighting alongside each other. They were at odds with each other in the beginning of the game. They're he's shoving Cloud out of the way, and now he's fighting. There's nothing that brings the bonds of friendship like fighting. Like we're in combat together. We're in the heat of combat. Life or death life is on the line. You know what I mean? And you got to be boys. gotta be you gotta be bros in this situation, right?
Like I say, the bonds
And-
of friendship. It's like there's no friendship here.
Not yet.
Nothing
I know
like
what you're saying,
the
it's
heat of
unestablished.
battle to forge the bonds of friendship, right? Yeah. We're forging this. This is still very in its infancy. It's fresh. They're getting to know each
Bonds
other.
of workplace acquaintancy.
Yeah, exactly. But you get what's happening here as you can listen to the dialogue as it happens. Cloud is the strategist. He's issuing like, you got to hit it with lightning magic. You know, you rush in, you'll get killed. You know, like all this other stuff. And Barrett's like, okay, and he's listening and learning from Cloud. And then like they're working together against the sweeper. And we're not quite there yet, but this is the beginning of it, where they're kind of like bantering back and forth. It's the beginning of that friendship that's going to happen eventually. But we end up getting to the reactor. Barrett says he can practically taste the Mako. We're so close. His heart.
Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
Okay.
We can't skip over the joke.
Oh yeah, go. Oh yeah. My bad. This is what am I doing?
For all I know,
Excalibur?
soldier's rank could be the same as his age. Guess that make you a 1-year-old, huh? Like, yeah, because he's like, what are you, 20 something? And he's like, first. He's like, first.
Dude.
Well, I meant your age.
Actually, okay, wait. So if we're talking about that, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring it up, but both of you just kind of brought attention to something that I think is cool about Cloud's character, and Remake really highlights this point best. Cloud, when I think about Cloud at this stage of the story, he is an exceptional like soldier. Like he is just
He's in that
gifted
soldier
combatant.
mindset. Yeah.
But he's horrible in most other situations, like specifically social ones. He is not good at social situations, and that like in the opening chapters of a game, you really need to sell the establishment of these characters. So seeing Cloud fumble a social interaction because he didn't understand what the hell he was talking, he's like, what? Like, no. But what you were just saying about how they get through the sweeper fight and he's giving Barrett all these commands, I love stuff like that, man. These these subtle ways of just showing off a character before we even like it only further further explains, elaborates like what we're going to see, but we're kind of getting those seeds planted now, and it's like, man, like this guy's a dope. He's a fighter, but he's a dope.
Dope.
All right, so Dan,
Okay.
I need you to roll it back about 10 seconds.
Okay, got you. Here we go. Let's roll it back.
And then I got something for you. All right, push play.
Okay.
When he gets to the bottom of this corridor, into the room where it says, with the Shinra logo on the floor, go ahead and just pause it when he gets there.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk you through some thoughts.
I can't wait.
From Excalibur. Pause it right here.
Excalibur was excited about
All right. So I'm gonna like run the whole chapter back real quick and put you
Let's go back
in
to
my mind. Put you in my mind as I was doing this playthrough, bro. Because I noticed some stuff that I never noticed before, but I went in with a different intent this time. Like we talked about before, we're really, really looking to appreciate everything about this experience. And so one of the first things that struck me on this run was how intentional the stage design is, bro. Not just as a space to move through, but this level, this level as a game design piece has rhythm. So it constantly alternates between tight corridors, elevators, cluttered rooms where you're stopping every 10 steps for lasers or security checkpoints. And then it opens up, sweeping bridges over 1,000-foot drops, vast industrial chambers, right? There's this push and pull between claustrophobia and chenophobia, between being crushed in and completely exposed. So there's like the sensation that the reactor itself is alive, like it's breathing. Inhale, narrow hallways, low ceilings, oppressive machinery. Exhale, massive open spaces, nowhere to hide. One moment you're smothered by cold technology, and the next you're hanging over an abyss, small and vulnerable, right? So the level isn't just something that you traverse, it acts on you. And the lighting, dude, the lighting reinforces the same rhythm. Lasers pulse, then pause. Areas of harsh illumination give way to darkness. You step into flickering neon glow and immediately into shadow. The color temperature alternates. Dead blues, haunting greens from Mako and cold metal clash with warm oranges, warning lights, glowing trails, industrial string lights. And then there's yellow everywhere, safety stripes, boundary lines, hazard markings, right? All of it communicates the same idea. This place is engineered, uncaring, and dangerous, but not inert, right? It's active, it's watching, it's working, alive in a mechanical way, right? So right before you enter this Mako storage chamber, right here, right where we're at, the game creates this moment to pause. You step into this antechamber, and there's a Shinra logo emblazoned on the floor, and there's this single, unmistakable yellow line drawn straight across the room right there in that shot. It's a boundary. It's a threshold. You know, instinctively, you're crossing into something different. Beyond that line is the reactor atrium, the chest cavity of the facility. The Mako reactor looms far below like a giant heart, set deep within layers of steel valves and arteries. Pools of Mako glow around it. The planet's life blood is pumping through artificial veins. On either side of the reactor, two massive fans spin, recessed in walls, enormous mechanical lungs circulating air through the chamber. Even if this is your very first time playing Remake, bro, the language, the visual language is unmistakable. This is the nucleus. This is the powerhouse. This is the heart of the machine, bro. It's the thing you're about to violate, which makes this genius, right? The game never tells you any of this. You feel it through space and light and scale and contrast. The reactor doesn't just exist as a plot device. It has anatomy, it has rhythm, it has presence, right? Bro, by the time the bombing part of this mission truly begins, you already understand exactly what kind of place this is, exactly how wrong it feels to be here. So that's why this chapter 1, dude, it works so powerfully as an opening statement. Before you understand Mako, before we even hear the name Avalanche, before we know anything about Shinra, the game teaches you everything you need to know through feel. It teaches you that this world is built on imbalance, on extraction, on compression, on control, right? And that progress here comes at the cost of something living beneath it, right? So you're not storming a neutral facility, you're trespassing inside a body that doesn't belong to you. And the game makes sure that you understand that without any exposition. Chapter 1 doesn't explain its themes, like it just embodies them, right? So the environment does all this storytelling, dude, like teaches you how to read the world through rhythm and scale and pressure. By the time the mission escalates, the tone is set. You know where you are, you know what kind of place this is. You're inside something vast and living. And it's a place that breathes and endures and quietly resents your presence, right? And baby, it's time to blow this piece up. Press play, man. Let's go. Whoa. Sorry, that's my cook. I told you I had a cook, bro.
Dude, you weren't kidding, man. I'm sitting over here
I ran through the
smiling.
stage forward. I ran through the stage backward. I ran through it forward again, and I was like, bro, I can't believe I never thought of all this before.
I
started writing notes.
When you were talking about that. I even made a little timestamp. I said, we clipping that out, Vinny. You get ready for that edit. It's coming out.
Bro.
As a separate video.
Yeah, Dan, clip this.
Yeah.
This place looks cool.
Vinny,
Dan,
add
and
this
I
part
like
in as well.
Why not?
Why not? He got me. He got me.
Damn,
He
I
got
didn't
there
realize
first.
why not was gonna be.
You know what? I see the yellow line.
Hey, man.
When I see the yellow line, I look at that and I say, listen, this place is looking like they got a yellow line right there. And I say, why not? Cooked. You know what I mean? Let's blow this place up. Let's press play. That was great cook, dude. I was smiling
the
the whole
yellow
time.
line, and I'm like, Oh, that's cool. It's a nice color.
Now Lee sees the yellow line and he goes, "Oh no, not again! The yellow paint."
Where's the boilers?
Yeah, I see yellow and I see red.
Yeah.
Man, look at this, man. Like,
Clip that. I see yellow. I see red. Oh man.
Anyway, so what are we looking at, Wiley?
just everything. You see the fans. You see the valves. You see everything, bro. Like,
Yeah, I like how you compared this to the heart, right? Like this is like the as you're going through almost feels like a living space, and then you get to the heart of this living.
my
space.
face got hot just talking about
Bro,
it.
I mean, I was getting hot just by hearing you talk. You know what I mean? It's just-
it might mean different things.
something
But-
I always
but
have
keep
to
on
deal with
going.
every time we play talk. You know?
Oh, Dan.
Oh, stop it!
Oh, now he's getting redder.
I know I get red.
Right.
And,
Why
you
was it even red?
Oh, red. Okay, because I was like, I need a little color in my face because this light is just blowing me out, dude. Clip that. Then we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down the ladder
He's
here
gonna be like, what the hell
to
is
the
this
core.
episode?
What is the hell is going on?
You're telling me to clip things. Stop it.
All right, here we go. Let's see. We get there. Barrett says he practically tastes the Mako. His heart's pounded like a jackhammer. In which Cloud mistakes for being scared. But Barrett is just very excited. All right, he's been dreaming about this for years. You think if we fell in, we'd sink right down to the planet's core? The way he said, he was really deep in thought there. No, the pump would suck us back up. All right,
Bro.
this was a cool one. This is a cool one
That's
because
that heart metaphor right there.
yes, exactly.
That
Now that you're bringing in the heart metaphor, it really adds an extra layer here. Whereas, I mean, that definitely for my note, I had it to where it was like, Cloud might have gained a little bit of favor in Barrett's eye just for that little exchange. Whereas Barrett's talking about the bigger picture, where he's talking about why they're here. This is we're going to sink down into the planet's core, like referring to, how terrible this is. Whereas Cloud just disregards it completely and says, nah, we get sucked back up. And like, this is like just saying, yeah, Shinra freaking sucks. Like, it's how Shinra completely disregards the bigger picture here. And Barrett's like, might have like understood that from Cloud, and like it might have hit him, like, instead of being kind of like, oh, you just freaking like turned down my conversation with you. Nah, Barrett might have been like, you're damn right.
Counterpoint,
This
is the dude, wait, but counterpoint, this is the dude who just mistook like age and rank. You know what I mean? So like, he definitely just is like, nah, dude, you just get sucked up.
Nah, you suck.
Like, literal.
Those
Like,
social skills are just,
right.
He got
I
a low
hear what you're
EQ.
saying, and maybe Barrett gave him, like you just did, gave him more credit than it was actually in that statement. I think Cloud was just like, yeah, no, it would just suck you back up.
Yeah, it would just suck you back up.
like, he just was like,
but
"That's what
Barrett
happened."
does kind of smirk a little bit. He goes, how comforting, which I also feel like is laced with some meaning here. Whereas, like, how comforting is, like, since Mako is literally being used for Midgar citizens and Shinra employees to live in comfort, like to live comfortable lives. So he's like, how comforting. You're sucking souls of the dead back up to process it as energy source for you to live a comfortable life. So he's saying all of that, all within 2 words. How comforting. Right? I don't know. Maybe I was like digging into it, but
Nah, man, there's subtext buried in all this stuff, bro. Like,
Wait,
the
subtext?
dialogue is very
wait,
well written.
subtext is buried? We got to get him
Chat
out?
text.
Do we got to get him out? I think he's streaming right
Subtext,
now.
if you're in chat, what's up?
Yeah.
Shout out to subtext.
So shout out something. Nah, he's streaming right now. Don't leave us.
Oh, is he?
You can open on the tab and say hi to him, but don't leave us.
He said hi. Tell him
Yeah,
we said hi.
tell him we said hi. Wiley didn't.
Wiley didn't. If you were here at the pre-chat, you know.
Yeah, Wiley didn't. Make sure he knows that.
Shout out subtext.
Ectogomet said, we're
listen
gonna
to
cross
these
the streams. Remember that in the
Don't-
Discord? That was
I mean,
good.
I'm not that
Yeah.
cool with subtitles. I don't want to cross.
We're gonna
streams.
cross the streams. We got to do what we got to do.
Sometimes
All right.
you gotta.
And as we make our way down to plant this bomb, Barrett hands the bomb over and said, "Let's see if little Stamp can bite the hand that feeds. Prove to me that you are the man that Tifa says you are." Right. So Cloud, he wants Cloud to prove that he's one of them. Cloud shuts that down and says, "Whoa, let me clarify right away. I'm just here for the paycheck, man." All right. So that any favor he gained earlier was like, you disrespect me right now? like Barrett was, he looked like he was upset. He's like, what to do the damn job, right? Like, give this back to you.
It makes
I
me wonder
my
what
piece 50
Tifa's.
cent.
Yeah, you trying to, you eyeball my piece 50 cent?
It makes me wonder what Tifa's said about Cloud exactly, because like
I'm
between
sorry.
I'm trying to make a point, guys.
What was that? What was that? You eyeball my
Sorry,
piece 50
I
cent?
can't spit like Wiley.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a point, guys.
Sorry, I can't spit like Wiley or 50 Cent. So I gotta.
I'm trying to
My
make a
bad,
point,
bro.
guys.
I have a point. I just was wondering, like, I'm curious as
I'm hearing
to
you.
how much Tifa's talked about Cloud, because
Nah.
the implication I have here is a lot
Mm-hmm.
between what Barrett said, because Barrett's implying that she's spoke pretty highly of him. I mean, for him to get this job, we know that she obviously recommended him, but like, you know, future memory, but
Yeah.
she doesn't really know what's up with him at this point. He's not the
Yeah.
Cloud that she's familiar with at all. So
Yeah.
I'm curious how she spoke about it. And then with Jesse going like, you guys are close, right? Like
You
what has
think
she
we-
said about this man?
And of course, I haven't read any of the translations because I don't trust any of them. But the Dear Destiny, I don't trust any of those translations. I don't know what the heck you guys. You could be writing anything. But so until we get the English edition of it, I wonder if they do cover that, because
Yeah.
this is leading right into like the Dear Destiny book leads into Remake almost like days before, right? I feel like that was
Yeah.
the case, but so
was
it'd
funny.
be interesting if they covered that when Tifa finds him.
This idea fell through because shout out to Chase Summers again, because he was just like, that would be a lot of work. But I had an idea for him where I was like, I wanted to script, and I actually began like storyboarding it. I had this idea for that, like the idea of Cloud and like getting interviewed. I wanted to make a story for that because it always fascinated me, like Tifa having to introduce Cloud to Barrett and his little cell of Avalanche figure. Because the way that they talk about her around him so far implies that she spoke very highly of him and that they're close.
Mm-hmm.
And what we know later in the story is that she sort of just stumbled across this dude, and he's not the guy that she recalls at all. And she's
Something's a little off. Yeah.
She's confused, and she's kind of keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, which
So, I
we're
don't
definitely
know.
going to be diving into more as we get
Oh, yeah.
into chapter 3. But yeah.
Also, just to end off Jackie's journal, this is the
At least
Sorry.
3 times.
so, I asked her to take a note about how they've mentioned Stamp, and I'm like, wow, it's cool that we're already like getting some stuff about Stamp and how that's gonna play a bigger role as this project goes on, especially in Rebirth with you know what we see with the stamps there. And Jackie wrote, "Weird how much Stamp is referenced. Stamp is he make big Brig." She fell asleep while writing it.
Oh, okay. I was like, is she okay? Like, did somebody checking on her? Like,
No, she fell asleep while writing. And I wrote what? And then the rest of the notes. So yeah,
I wonder if he.
weird how much Stamp is referenced as Stamp is make Brig.
What I was saying, this might be going into like a different territory here, but like, and I'll just pitch the idea. We move on from it, and then we go from there. It's going back and playing this game, and seeing how much Stamp is referred to, like Cloud is referred as Stamp, like they keep calling Cloud Stamp, and like you know how each world has a different stamp, and I'm like, this is Cloud's world. Where like when you go, because if this stamp is Cloud's world, and if you go over to a different world where it's a different stamp, it's somebody else's world. Maybe. And that's all I gotta say about that. Here we go on to the next part.
Lieutenant Dan.
Ice cream. All right, let's see if this little yeah, okay, cool. Really bite the hand that feeds. What else? I was gonna say something. I had a point about this. I think. Where do you say? Let's see. We bite the hand that feeds. Nope, that's it. As Cloud goes to plant the bomb, he begins to have a mental glitch. This is at the time in the OG when Cloud hears a voice in his head warning him, "Careful. This isn't just any power plant." And yes, that is the Shinra Archaeology's retranslation of it, because I figured let's get the what the real intent in the original game. So Shinra Archaeology with the translation there. This was a real memory from Cloud's past when Sephiroth says just before in the Nibelheim incident, and it's confirmed in the Ultimania Omega, translated by Shinra Archaeology, of course. But this is the Ultimania Omega for Final Fantasy VII, and it's a story play-by-play. Because I know this was kind of debated a lot. Who's talking to Cloud here? So in Remake, this memory is rewritten, and that the static mind. Okay, what am I even reading on my notes? Let me just go off the cuff. So basically, in the OG, in the Omega Ultimania Omega says that this was a real memory from the Nibelheim incident, like what happened right before it. And Sephiroth says, "Careful, this isn't just any power plant." So he's hearing Sephiroth's voice, but he's recalling a real memory in the OG that he doesn't quite understand. This is a real memory, and it's warning him of what's going on here. Or maybe he's just having it triggered the memory when seeing this reactor pump. That's what's happening in the OG. Very suspicious that like it gets glitched out. It gets overridden in the remake. We don't get to hear that. We don't get to hear a voice in his head. Does he even hear a voice in his head? I don't think so. I think we would have been able to, maybe we would have gotten that as a player, but it just mental glitch, and like he has a real bad headache on this one, and then he opens up his eyes and he sees the feather falling. This is an indication that Sephiroth is here tampering, in my opinion, if you're going to with that theory, is tampering with the OG timeline. Like, he's not going to allow Cloud to recall this memory here. He's going to cut this off right away. And now that if we're all this theory where Sephiroth's in the live stream, he's clinging on to Cloud as his nucleus and all that other stuff, he's inside of his head. He's already there, and he knows he's about to recall that memory. Cut it out. You know what I mean? No. And then the black feather falls, which, again, we can just say the compilation doesn't exist. This exists in its own pocket. It's all good. But if Sephiroth from the future is a thing, he doesn't get the black wing and the feather and stuff until Advent Children. Like, he never has that at all in the OG. So the feather representing the black wing that he gets in Advent Children post OG is appearing here. And then he plants the bomb and we get out of here.
I was waiting.
I wanted to see how long the awkward silence would keep up too. I wanted to just be like,
why not?
Right?
All right.
Right?
Cool.
You know what I mean? Like, and then we just,
speaking of that bomb,
can we just like nod our heads,
and
just go?
Choose?
Oh, dude, come on, man. 20? That's like way too much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was even on my first playthrough. I was like, dude.
Yeah.
Psh, what do you think I'm gonna go with? 30?
I was playing on hard mode this time.
Yeah.
But you know what else I did? I
What'd you
turned
do?
on Infinite ATB just so I could have a blast in hard mode.
Oh, that's
I'm
something
like,
interesting.
I'm gonna go ham, but I still want a little bit of a challenge.
I'm gonna be soldier first class for sure.
Oh, dude, no, like that's so. What are you guys playing on for this playthrough?
PS5.
You're doing the PS5 as well. Okay.
I'm alternating, but mostly I'm playing on the Switch too.
Nice.
Because I want to jump onto the PC and get the like any kind of screen captures I might be using for the thumbnail, and I'm probably gonna be playing it for with my family. I'm gonna try to get them to sit there and watch it. I might even have my own family journal to come up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm playing on PS5 because I mean, you guys will hear about this rant later, but I forgot to steal the blade off of Eligor.
Oh man,
Oh,
wow,
the
you're
staff?
far ahead.
Yeah.
You're pretty far ahead.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're talking on your first one. You wanted to make sure
my
you
first
get it this time
playthrough,
around. That's right.
I forgot to steal it, and I was like, I never got that
That's right.
damn weapon, and I'm like, all right, because I was gonna play it on Xbox because I figured you'd probably be on Switch, and then I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
I'm
why.
mostly playing on Switch on my own time. Yeah, I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting, but then I said, screw it. I need to get this. I need that weapon. So that is the whole reason.
That's the whole reason why we're doing this analysis.
Something I could have easily have just done the rest of the playthrough on Xbox. No, I was like, screw it. I'm doing the whole PlayStation playthrough. Plus, I could get the hard mode challenge now if I want. So that's true too.
There you go. Now, let's see. Oh, I already went through that whole thing of like Barrett jumping to conclusions when he's like, you double crossing. Like I said, he's hyper aware of like Shinra betraying him at the, he's not quite fully trusting
Right.
of Cloud here. But here comes the Scorpion Sentinel. Did I say Scorpion King earlier? I feel like I said Scorpion King. Maybe I didn't. But the Scorpion King, The Rock,
Here's The
Dwayne
Rock.
Johnson himself. If you got the mod,
I
you
was
can
about to
bring
make a joke
in.
if you didn't.
Why did you say it like that? That sounded so cursed. You don't go The Rock, Dwayne
Johnson,
It's
that was
Dwayne
bad.
The Rock Johnson, Dan.
That was really bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it was
Revenant.
off to a rocky
Nobody knows the
start.
All
difference.
right, guys, start the analysis over.
Yeah, we gotta
Dan
run it back.
screwed- We gotta run it back.
Nah.
The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Oh God, I don't even know why I said it like that.
Rock Johnson,
It hurts me.
Dwayne.
Revenant,
Yeah.
Remnant.
That's worse.
That's what I gotta say.
I'm just gonna
Two
call
of
him
the same thing.
Johnson. Anyway, continue.
All right, this battle
So
though.
look, man. So this was almost my best remake. Not even the battle itself, right? So I picked the title sequence, but
Yeah.
I almost picked this because of the banter. The banter is so
Yeah.
good in this fight that it sets the tone for the game, and you're like, is the whole game going to be like this? Like, are they literally going to have commentary that fits, everything perfectly? Am I going to get the tutorial through characters, talking trash back and forth? Because this is great.
Yeah, dude, and like just this battle itself, I absolutely love it. Like I said, when earlier I said it's all going to culminate to this battle. We're using everything we've learned, like, so we have, they got the Scorpion jumping onto the wall, forcing you to switch to Barrett to get some range shots in there, and then the Scorpion Sentinel will shoot a barrage at you that pull that R1 so you can block most of that stuff. The shield barrier coming up to force a CQC, like, some nice close quarter combat there with Cloud. But also to kind of introduce you to like mechanics, like, hey, some bosses are going to have different, you're not just going to be hacking and slashing, you got to be a little more strategic about how you approach them.
Right.
So this was cool. I like that. You got the environmental mechanics here coming into play where the battlefield, look at the battlefield now, and then as the battle progresses, it gets more and more damaged and more wrecked as the battle goes on.
Dynamic.
Yes. Oh man, it's so freaking good. It's cinematic as hell. They got the debris coming down, in which you have to hide behind when the tail laser comes. And I'm like, this is a brilliant way to do that from the OG, where that tail laser comes in, and they're like, oh no, we're gonna get you to hide behind some debris and stuff like that to block. This battle is so freaking hype, and it might be nostalgic for this game. But it has been a long time since this has been 6 years. So, but it's like
Yeah.
it might be nostalgic because I did get to play this at E3, like, you know, like before, pretty much I was like the first or the second wave in, and to be able to play this at E3 and get into this boss, I'm like, my mind was blown, dude. I'm like, dude, is this, like you said, is this going to be what to expect in this game? Oh my God. So yeah, I mean, this is just so cinematic. This fight is probably still one of my favorites. And like I said, because it might be nostalgia or whatever, but it's still one of my favorites in the entire trilogy so far. I love this battle, man.
This boss fight is the reason that the night when the demo dropped, I didn't go to work the next day because I was up till 4 a.m. replaying the stage over and over and over because of this boss. Like, man, like the stage is great, the dialogue is great, but this moment is obviously the climax of the stage, but man, like this fight is just peak. Everything about it.
Dude, I did the same thing when the demo came out. I just played it over and over and over and over again, dude. I got to the point where I was like, I wonder how fast I can beat it. Like how can I speed run this demo? I played the demo and I played it every single day leading up to release. So it was like, it released Valentine's Day? No, it released in March, and then it got pushed back to April as the release date. But once the demo dropped in March, like every single day, I would boot up the demo just to feel it, man, just to feel something. And like it's just, I say this as not even a joke. The demo of Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of my favorite games of all time. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah, the demo is one of my favorite games of all time. Just because this demo is, God, man,
I said, man,
it hit all my emotions.
This
How did the demo make me cry? I did though. You know, like the opening of this. Oh man.
So where does the demo end? Does it just end with chapter 1 ends? So you just get chapter 1 as a demo?
The demo ended. It doesn't show you the gosh, it doesn't show you the like Shinra causing the attack, does it? Or causing the I know that
does it end with the boss fight, or does it end with?
Yeah, there's something where the demo ends.
Well, it didn't
early,
so it didn't have the Tifa segment.
It
There's
didn't
a
have
couple
the
things that it didn't have.
Right.
Okay, so it probably just omitted like a lot of the
a few things.
Plot
it really did. Yeah. And I feel like it didn't have the Shinra thing, but I might be misremembering that.
I feel like it did have the Shinra stuff, but I'm trying to remember now. Yeah.
I think it did. But yeah, so like I know that it omitted some things, but dude, God, what a freaking battle! Like this battle is so cinematic, man. Like look at this, the urgency here, the intensity, everything's happening. Like we're gonna do a Metroid style where you have to escape. You know, like the reactor's gonna blow in 20 minutes. Run. Obviously, it was in the OG, but man, to have this in Remake, even more exciting. This is the epitome of what I wanted in a remake. Like this chapter here is everything I wanted in the remake.
The escape from the reactor is also doing some really good game design here, where they changed. You go through the stage the other direction, but they also change things about the stage as you're going through it the other way. They create unexpected moments, right? So the color is different. Obviously, we're gonna see when he gets up here, you have a moment where the stage is bisected and you're forced to take a different path where you have to go and follow Jesse.
I appreciate it.
But you also have enemies and stuff jumping out of areas where they weren't before. You know, you have those guys crash through the glass on the floor above this. But they just do a really good job of reusing the stage, because now there's pressure, right? You have this time pressure, even though 20 minutes is extremely generous.
Yeah, it is.
But visually, you have a lot going on. And anytime you're forced to recycle a stage, there's right and wrong ways to do it. We've all experienced a poorly done retread of a stage, but this is like textbook perfect.
I really wish the timer didn't stop though during the cutscenes.
Because it's unnecessary. Yeah.
It really isn't. It really isn't necessary to stop it.
You really don't need it, and it's like if there's one thing to gripe about, that would be it. It throws me out so bad. But beyond that, it's like the urgency's there. I love everything about this. I love the little. Did you guys catch the dialogue when they're like? I think it's the first wave of enemies that you fight after the boss, and they're. I think Barrett says something, and then Cloud goes, "No time to celebrate."
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I
Cloud
love that
says
because in the
no time,
original game,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It made me immediately think of the original game. How every time you beat the enemy, you gotta do the thing, and the timer doesn't stop in the original. And to the contrary point, in the original game, I'm like, okay, we don't need to do this every time. Like every time you defeat an enemy, you know, Barrett's got to be punching the air, and Quill's sort of like, guys, there's a bomb. Like, get the hell out.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that's good. Like nice
so
little
maybe
nod.
It's a nice little nod to like no time to sell because they're not doing it here. They got to get the hell out of here. But then they stop the timer, and I'm like, man, just keep the timer going. I want to feel like I feel like I gotta. If they could just patch it, I'd love for there to be just an unexpected patch. It's like
we fixed the
we
timer.
only patched one thing. We fixed the timer.
Based on the Warriors of Hype analysis and review series, we learned that we need to patch this. We got this.
Based on the Dragon Prince or whatever the hell his name is.
The Dragon Prince.
Yeah. We decided, all right, let's.
They get your name wrong. Damn,
for that
your
guy.
moment of glory. They get your name wrong.
Yeah, I got Mike Wazowski by Square Enix.
Yeah. Or like John Q Gamer saying, or hard mode with a 10-minute timer would be like that would be pretty cool. Like Ectogommet says, there's something unique that happens. I feel like with this analysis, we really should have ran that. Like
I never have. I have no idea what happens. I never did either.
Oh man, maybe I can find a video. I'll look that up. See what happens when the timer runs out. That's.
I hope it's like you remember like in this is like I feel like super common with like older like 2000s games with timers. I think about like Spider-Man 3 when you mess up the QTE. I'm gonna die. Like I hope it's something really hokey and stupid.
All right, here we go.
All right, cool.
Oh man, that music too.
For all of us.
Oh
wait, dude, we can't hear it. But
you can't hear
we're
it.
at premiere right here.
7 seconds till the end, Cloud. Time enough for you, perhaps. But what will you do with it? Let's see. He's just gonna stand still.
It's just gonna go black.
Nothing.
We're not gonna see it.
Oh. That's it.
So okay, but the explosion isn't that big until the other thing happens, which we haven't gotten to yet.
So yeah,
wait, dude, that would have been kind of funny if they thought about that, and they're like, it's just Cloud and Arrow like, wait, that was nothing, and then all the turrets just turn on them, light them up and the rest of the building. Oh, that would have been awesome.
Barry gets all excited, and then it happens. He goes, "What? That's it? That's it?" All right, so they're making their way out of here. Let's see. Jesse gets stuck. Barrett showing a sign of respect as this mission draws to a close. And Cloud has proven his worth and allegiance. He says, "It's okay. I got Soldier Boy with me," which is it's acknowledging Cloud. He's acknowledging Cloud at this point. Of course, tell him.
Sorry.
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
Sorry.
I didn't want to cut Dan off.
Ex-Soldier Boy.
Damn it.
Superman.
We're on the same wavelength. Same wavelength.
Damn it.
Oh my God.
Listen, my secret is I don't tell people when you cut me off.
Damn
I just wait for the next opportunity.
I was so proud. I was like, oh, dude, he ain't gonna know what hit him.
Tell him.
Anyway,
I love that they sort of enforce the use of the parry mechanic here. I mean, or you can do it the super hard way, or you can just cast fire. I mean, that's really the easiest way. But
you have to go into Punisher mode, go into the block stance, and then when these shock troopers hit you, you can counter it. With a good counterattack there. I like the banter between the two has also improved. So now you got Cloud saying, "Not bad," after a battle. Like, so if you pay attention, like we're having this evolution, like I said, these bonds are forming where he's like, not bad. And then Barrett said, so, did you see me in action? And Cloud's like, must have missed it. And now they're kind of having like a little bit of a friendly, in a way, kind of banter going on back and forth. What's up?
I'm just laughing because I actually wrote a note about that because that dialogue happened twice in a row, and I'm like, man, this guy's just not paying attention.
Yeah.
I was distracted.
I know. I was like, oh, man, you didn't have to repeat it twice. We were on to something. Because, like, there was one where he was...
It's those stupid wings! This is the stupid wings of Remake.
Oh. And then you had the one where he's like, that was nothing. You know, like, and I was like, oh, man, you said it twice. You have to do that.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. You escape to the elevator here, and on the elevator... Wait, I think this is... Nope. The bomb fails first. So this bomb fails. Definitely fails. This is not the intended reaction. I think we're in agreement here, where it's like...
It blew up.
It blew up, but I don't think it was the intended devastation. A lot of people like would say, "Oh man, well, you know, Shinra finished it off," and like, but it's like I think the intention was to blow up this reactor. I don't think it was at the scale that it ends up being because you know Jesse's contemplating like that's not right. There's something's wrong. Like you know,
right.
And she even does this in the OG as well. She questions like herself.
Okay. That's something I wanted to touch on, actually. So, in the OG, obviously, like, this is a new... Actually, I think this was my retake.
This is your best retake?
I bounce between the added intro and this. Okay. But I feel like whether or not it's my best retake, because it's been a minute since I played OG. But I do remember her questioning whether or not, like, her questioning... the impact of her bomb in the original, going like I didn't mean for it to be like that big, but I feel like at least in my first playthrough with the OG, and correct me if I'm wrong if they do actually explicitly state that it was Shinra in the original, I didn't take that as an implication that Shinra could have been behind it in the original. When I first read that, I was like, okay, she just doesn't. Like, you know, she over-tweaked it, or she just, by mistake, you know, did something, or she just, you know, clearly she's not, like, doing... Listen, making bombs is not her Saturday night hobby. Like, I don't
She says it right here. She says, all right,
and
so when you
read from the original?
This is from the original script, yeah, okay. OG. Oops, hey, look at the news. What a blast. Think it was all because of my bomb? But all I really did was make it like the computer told me. Oh no, I must have made a miscalculation somewhere.
First of all, admitting that you looked up the instructions to a bomb on the internet is crazy. But second...
You might be a little young to know about this, Lee, but there used to be something called the Anarchist Cookbook.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no. Get on the line.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And then you have so
somebody check her computer.
Check her history, man.
Right.
But when the OG contradicts itself, unfortunately here. But when you talk to, hey, that was my bomb's debut, makes me kind of proud.
No, but that's what I mean.
So
is that in the original, because she says that, I
Mm.
don't get the implication that. But
No.
you could read it like that at first. You could say like,
This was a new
my
addition
bomb
for
did
me.
that?
Yeah, for me, this was a new
Like-
addition where I was not too happy with it at first. Like, so this,
interesting. I thought
yeah,
this was
so this
cool.
was your best
Okay.
retake
I liked it.
where I was like, I didn't like it just because it implies that they weren't trying to do anything wrong. I like there being some gray area here. Obviously, it was their actions in which led to the destruction, regardless if Shinra, made it more grand and devastating. But it is like, which you can still say, yeah, that blood is on your hands type thing. But they're trying to soften the blow and like, oh, they didn't intend for that blood to be on my hands. And I was like, I don't know if I like the little bit of gray area there.
I think the best of both worlds would have been show that Shinra's willing to self-sabotage to push a narrative, But let Jesse be proud of it anyway.
But
like wow, my
well,
mom
Barrett,
went crazy.
Barrett is like that. So there is that. Barrett is still proud of it after this, which we'll see in the next chapter. But it's it was just kind of one of those things where I was like, you didn't have to do that. We're gonna find in later on in this analysis, we're gonna find later on in this analysis that Shinra's willing to push a narrative, right? Like they're willing to do stuff to push narratives in this game. And I feel like this is just redoing, reinforcing something that we already know is going to happen later on. But yeah, I do understand. Like I always say,
you can look at it as foreshadowing.
Yes, and I always look at it and say, well, I always say that the first chapter or the first opening hours of any story should tell you everything you need to know moving forward. Where them showing you that Shinra is terrible. Other than like, yeah, they're sucking the lifeblood of the planet out of that could have done good, but they're willing to go to this extent. That's crazy.
This is a show don't tell situation. I mean, not for nothing. You're just taking with what you said before is taking what Barrett's saying at face value. Like that's assuming Barrett's trustworthy in what he said, which he is. But you know what I mean? Like this is actually giving the audience something to be like, oh no, they're scumbags. Like they're willing to.
I would have been maybe even cooler with it if it was a don't show, just tell situation where maybe like in the OG where it leaves it up to your interpretation, where maybe after the explosion is so much more grand than Jessie thought, like, and she could be contemplating what she did wrong and all that other stuff, and then that could lead you to imply things that we didn't actually see. But seeing Shinra do it, it's not the worst addition in the world to me, but I was kind of like, oh man, we didn't need that. I was like,
Okay.
But so that was my take on it.
I feel like I bounced back and forth on this point, even just in this discussion. I don't know. It's interesting because I feel like what you're. I feel like there's a balance here. If you're gonna show it, you gotta have Jessie own it, or if you're gonna tell it, she can question it.
Yeah, exactly.
So that either leave somebody's gotta there's just something here.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel what you mean on that.
Yeah.
I feel you, Doug.
I feel you, man. I feel you too, dude. I be feeling you sometimes. We go up here.
Don't clip that, Vinny.
I don't like that.
So yeah, don't clip that.
Vinny, I don't want that on my birthday post.
Hey, I be feeling you sometimes, man.
Keep it away from me.
In fact, that's going to be the only clip I'm going to give you for your birthday. It's going to say, "Happy birthday, Lee. I be feeling you sometimes." And then that's the end of your little 2-second video. All right, so there we go. You get the
I was
destruction.
gonna say that you're gonna give me the victory fan. At least put the clip of me playing it on the bass, so that I can do it myself. If you're not gonna let me have it,
that's gonna be the ending. Yes, we already have that footage.
I'd be feeling you sometimes.
And then you went. Nailed it.
We've been referencing that video a lot.
Yeah, we do, man. That's White Mage.
You guys gotta check out the
White Mage Vacation.
You guys gotta check out the bingo card video, please.
Bingo card
part
hypecast.
3. Man.
Yeah. State of play a
Watch
couple
the
months
hypecasts.
ago, and now we're got a state of play potentially next week. I'm excited. Now.
Yeah, there's gonna be a hypecast probably.
Yeah, there could be an emergency hypecast next week, which tentatively or scheduled right now is the episode 2 of Remake analysis and review. But then if they do a state of play on Thursday, well, we gotta do the hypecast, and I don't know. Maybe we do the hypecast and then we go right into the analysis and review. That's gonna be a long night. Hopefully we can start a little earlier or something. I don't know. But anyways, all right, we'll see what happens next week. Cloud and Barrett are on the elevator here, okay. First, I say in my notes, I say kind of weird. If the bomb wasn't intended to be that small of an explosion, right? They were obviously rushing to get the heck out of there, which means they knew the bomb was going to be a much bigger explosion that we need to clear the area type thing. The bomb went off when they were in the elevator. It's like, bro, if the bomb was as devastating as you were intending it to be, you're on the elevator. Like, you didn't make it in time. or I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird.
Like, you're going back down to the bottom floor, bro.
Yeah, you're coming back down. You're gonna get sucked up by the reactors.
That micro pump. Yep.
But Barrett is pacing, anxious, and pacing back and forth right there. And then Cloud
Contrast.
the contrast there. Cloud being cool and calm, and then when Barrett sees that, he unclenches his fists and he kind of like exhales. So like seeing Cloud calmed him down, which is interesting because
Barrett's
Cloud's
taking notes. It's interesting.
yeah. And also interesting because Cloud's like theme song is anxiety, but he's fine. He's like, hey man, I'm cool with big bombs going off and blowing up reactors and stuff, but man, don't let that dude Sephiroth get in my head. That stuff makes me anxious. And
That's
then
kind of valid.
yeah, it's valid. We got an
we got
alien.
a question from
You got an
chat.
alien
We
in your
got-
head. We got
We
chat
got a couple
questions?
questions from John Q. Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
let me.
and we got some.
And
guild
we got a
photos.
super chat. Yep.
All right, I'll throw in the guild real quick. Josh Z, I see it with that super chat tossing of the guild. Nojima was aware before launch that not everyone would like that he removed so much of OG's open interpretation from the story. Oh, so Nojima was aware that they kind of removed so much of the OG's open interpretation from the
So
story.
it feels like he had an inkling about what the whole remake project was going. That feels like you could apply that to the entirety of remake. Like in a sense, like, oh man, we're gonna change things up, and it's gonna.
yeah.
A lot of people aren't gonna like it.
Two questions from John Q
Questions
Gamer.
above.
Two questions here. One, it seems President Shinra and Heidegger anticipated Avalanche to be at this reactor and they were ready to blow it up to frame them as terrorists. But how did they know? Blow it up. Yeah, is what he said.
This is just a simple thought, and I honestly wish they showed this on screen. Why did we not see any of the troops call for backup? I just have to imagine that when they showed up off the train and started attacking people, you would think somebody would have called, or at least like brought some attention to what was happening.
It might have.
So-
They might have
fair.
called back up.
That's just how I mean, it
yeah.
would have been nice, especially leading into this change. Like if we had like a kind of like, we might need reinforce, like
Yeah.
then Jesse could like kick him or something, and then that would explain why there's not like this overwhelming amount of troopers and soldiers. But there's a couple of things that kind of tick me off. I mean, you have the other troops that they interact with later, and the dog. There are other enemies that are showing up, and the sweeper that gets led out to attack. I don't know if the sweeper's set to a guard mode or if it was deliberately set out, but the point is that I feel like they were ticked off, and I would have to imagine that once that train rolled in, somebody tipped them off. And knowing what we know they're going to do, I imagine Heidegger and President Shinra just said, no, don't overwhelm them. Like, don't, like, let them carry it out. Like, we don't need to swarm them with enemies. They let them plant the bomb, then the Scorpion Sentinel shows up. So the way I view it is that they show up, they knock out a couple troops, they catch wind of it, and then they're like, no, don't pressure them. Let them carry out the mission. Maybe the sweeper's on standby. That door closes, and the guard dog and the other two troopers are, they're just on patrol. So it's like, okay, they're breakage. They're casualties of being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But they plant the bomb, and then the Scorpion shows up. So, as I would think from the president and Heidegger's perspective, it's like, okay, let them plant the bomb. We can show footage of that. Like, if they wanted to use that as propaganda. If the Scorpion Sentinel kills them, then we still have something to frame them for. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Avalanche bad, you can take out the rest of Avalanche. But they defeat the Scorpion Sentinel. It's like, okay, well, that happened. That's how I view it, at least. They just had to have caught wind from the troopers or something. What do you got, Dan?
I see it as they were trying to stop him. So I feel like Shinra has the eyes on. So I kind of disagree a little bit. Unless it could very well be very well be right. Like Shinra was they thought on the fly. I don't think they were already in the process of going to bomb their own reactor on the same night that this.
I was gonna say, I don't
unless
think
if
they
they
were
had,
gonna do
like
that
you
either.
said, like they caught wind of this plan beforehand, and like they knew this was the night that it was going to happen, and so they were ready. It looked like
don't
Heidegger
think that was
walked
the
in
case.
and presented this news to President Shinra, like, hey, we're trying to dig up who these guys are, because they don't know who they are. So they claim to be Avalanche. We're trying to see if it's still the same cell that tried to take life. They don't know why they're here, but they are sending... I could say that they maybe are trying to send backup, but we are at a train station, and it's probably going to take a little while to get there. This is happening in the moment. That they're
When
getting
does that
the
cutscene
shock
play
of it.
exactly?
When they get on the elevator.
When they're getting on the elevator
Yeah,
before
yeah.
the bomb.
Before planting the bomb, yeah. So they find out right as they're taking the elevator down to the Mako reactor. So this was a shock and awe type thing, man. Like, they jump off the train and the security is like, what's going on? What, boom, and they get wiped out.
Yeah.
No time to call for backup. And then maybe when they approach in, they're like, get over here, and they're coming running down the stairs, and they're not calling for backup because they feel like maybe they can handle it. Nope, can't handle it. Get to the next one. I mean, seems like those guys think they can handle it. Like, it's over. That's my line. They get to know they're not. So by the time they get to the elevator, Heidegger catches on to this, and he's like, all right, we have the footage. We're tracking them right now. They get down to the reactor. They're maybe learning, they're probably trying to bomb this place. So I think President Shinra was like, send the guard, the Sentinel. So the Sentinel comes in to try and stop them, and when the Sentinel failed to stop the group, I feel like President Shinra was like, we'll adapt. Let's make it bigger. Let's spin it. I feel like they were trying to just think on the fly.
I feel, I mean, again, I said it before, but I think that you and I are pretty close on where we think it happened. I think it was just, I would imagine that if they wanted to possibly prevent this, they would have sent the Scorpion before they planted the bomb.
They just found out about it, right? They're
As they were going down the elevator.
As they're going down the elevator. So sending.
Well, that's what I mean. I feel like
Where's maybe the Sentinel was on lunch, dude. Where's he at? Where's the
Sentinel?
Hold on a second.
Right.
I'll be there in a minute.
Hey, man,
the Sentinel.
listen, another sweeper comes out and attacks us. They could have sent that other sweeper. I think that.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like we're on one of those conspiracy casts. I think
I'm gonna present a couple of points of evidence here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a couple things. So what does the president say that gives you the idea that he knows who they are already? Because there's the line about the attempt on his life. So if he already knows who this is, he knows a little bit more. There's another thing too, and that's okay. So a sweeper jumps out on the way down, and a sweeper jumps out on the way out. There's 10 more sweepers. Why isn't he just pushing all these buttons to stop him with all those sweepers if he really doesn't want him to get to the bottom? So I see both your guys' arguments, but I do see additional pieces of evidence that it seems to me it's very possible that they decided to let this happen before it happened. And like Lee said, Scorpion comes out after they plant the bomb. We got everything we need to frame him. Now we can get rid of them. Oh, they made it out. All right, whatever. We're going to blow this piece up anyway.
Yeah.
I look at it as you got the footage, you got something to frame them. They got out. It's okay. I look at it hey man, if the Scorpion killed him, cool. We're still blowing this thing up.
Obviously, Shinra is not worried about what happens. I think they were maybe trying to figure out who they are. So if you kill them with a bunch of sweepers right away, you don't get to hear them talk anymore. You want to hear more about them, who they are, try to figure them out. If they blow up the reactor, they blow up the reactor. Got to figure. I feel like they were trying to do a little more investigative work on who these guys are. Try to figure out know thy enemy type thing. These guys are claiming to be
let them go.
Avalanche, but are they actually Avalanche? Let's find out more. And I can see both situations. Obviously, Shinra was willing to blow it up. It's whether they thought on the fly, they were adapting on the fly, because if they wanted the bomb to be set off, why send the Scorpion Sentinel at all? Just let them blow it up. I guess, like you said, you just got the footage we need. Now kill them with the. But yeah.
Yeah, I think this makes Shinra seem weirdly enough if we just play into the narrative that they just adapted to let this situation play. It makes him seem even more just cold. He's okay, let's just we're gonna self-sabotage, take him out if we can. They can't be taken out. Okay, we'll take him out later. it just to me it just seems like this is a good, like, no matter what, he can adapt to this situation in a way that's going to benefit him. And you know what? I respect it.
Yeah.
And you know what, Chet? I want
Ectogamma-
to hear what you guys think.
Ectogamma, like about 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit, in between 800 to 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what that is. Google let me know that. All right, I didn't know that off the top of my head, but that's what it says. All right. So presumably we'll show
Are you
the
looking
days
at
leading.
Jesse's search history?
Right.
Yeah, that's it. We just have a conversations to have conversation. Whoa. Okay.
At the runtime.
I see Real Gaming Track saying, Dan, not trying to be the warrior of gripe here, but I think part 3 will be revealed at SGF right after Rebirth drops on Switch 2 and Xbox. I expect nothing for 5 months. And to that I say, there may come a day when disappointment something like that. Anyways, today is not this day. Today we hype. Regardless,
We hype.
get excited. All right, get hype, because I feel you reveal the title now, so that way the title's there. Just a nice little title, just a little
That's it.
teaser, and
Title
then
teaser.
after Rebirth comes out on multi-plat, like Switch 2, Xbox, then you drop the gameplay trailer at Summer Game Fest. Not a reveal trailer at Summer Game Fest. A gameplay trailer, a nice meaty trailer at Summer Game Fest. And then at Tokyo Game Show, you put on demos, like get your hands-on demos at Tokyo Game Show. Then we move on into the Game Awards, in which they reveal like the launch trailer. And then January we release the damn game, baby. Woo! Put that in the Hypecast, and then we'll just clip that part out, and then say this week's Hypecast is 1 minute long, and that's me just running through that. All right. All right. Fun detail found in the material, Ultimania.
Oh, you tell me the detail. I'll tell you if it's fun.
Okay. Well. Well then. The material Ultimania says that the bullets are too small for Barrett's big old hands, and he probably has Marlene load them for him. So, is that fun?
Okay. So he doesn't just have like a speed loader or something. I mean, come on, they make all kinds of tools.
Where does he keep the bullets?
Bro has the technology to have a gun arm. Why is this even a problem?
Bro's got to have the bullet materia.
Manufacturing the bullets within his arm.
Mass Effect style. He just puts like a brick of metal in it and it turns it into bullets.
Oh yeah, that's tight. Could be a Mass Effect.
I was just talking about this with my friend earlier, and he goes, "It's poop."
It's just oh man, just processing his waste.
It's processed.
Oh, that's worse.
Turn to bullets.
You never see him
in a
use the
shitstorm
bathroom.
of bullets.
We got ourselves a super chat. Thank you so much, the Nil Dragon, for tossing Gil. Really appreciate that. That means you guys are enjoying this conversation to the point where you want to toss Gil, and that really means a lot. It must have been the jet fuel.
I'm sorry.
It must have been the jet fuel.
After I said poop.
And you say, after the Dragoon King says he loads it with his waste. And then you super chatted.
Well,
so
I don't.
You must have really, enjoyed it. But thank you so much, No Dragon. I really appreciate it. I think Shinra wanted them to die. That's why the Scorpion was sent. But Cloud was an unexpected last-minute addition that changes the outcome.
Oh, interesting.
I like that. I like it a lot. Where it's like, I think Shin was just adapting on the fly. They wanted to stop him, and they didn't stop him. Blow it up. Let's spin the narrative. Let's keep the narrative is always in Shinra's favor. No matter what you do, Shinra's gonna make it seem like it works for me. We're gonna find a way. They're gonna find a way. Sephiroth. Oh yeah, he's a war hero, guys. Believe me.
Yeah.
He's great.
Trust.
Yeah, we did nothing wrong. Trust. We did nothing wrong. Oh, man.
Trust, for real.
Okay, so now I want to throw in a special little segment at the end of these analysis. I put out a survey every episode. I'm going to have a survey out. So if you want to participate, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the ring, the bell, and all that other stuff, so that way you're notified when I post something in the community tab here on YouTube. It will also be uploaded to all of these socials, and I know you want to say it.
Yeah, no, as I say, that was it. Just it will be on Instagram and Facebook.
Instagram,
So
Facebook will be there.
follow.
Twitter, Blue Sky, all over. I'm gonna put this survey up, so in between episodes, survey goes up. You vote on the chapters and how you would rank them, and your fan vote will get added as the tiebreaker. So the way that works is like the three of us will go in blind with we don't know each other's votes, except for I will, because I have to set up the show.
Well, you know everything.
Yeah, I know I know what it is, but you guys don't know who voted where, so that way you're voting from your heart, and then you just put it out. You put it out there, and then we take the culmination of the point values. So now we have 18 chapters. Technically, we'll probably have 20 chapters. So the point values will be like 20 all the way down to 1. And so if it's the number 1 ranked game, that gives it 20 points. And if I ranked it at the last place, it's only going to give it 1, right? So we find the sum, we whatever, math. If there's a tie, the fan vote will come into play and tip it over the edge. And I will also go through and tell you where the fans ranked each chapter as we go. Obviously, since this is chapter 1, we don't have anything to rank. Chapter 1 is number 1 right now. So I'll read some of these questions off to you, and we don't have to spend too much time on it. We're just going to kind of rapid fire these things. This one's coming from Daniel Warnes. Daniel Warnes says, hey, Chapter 1 Remake versus Chapter 1 Rebirth. Which one's better?
I mean, it's got to be Remake, right?
I go Remake, easy.
I just said this is one of the best openings ever in a video game.
Exactly. I said this demo was my favorite game of all time.
No, okay.
Or one of my favorite games of all time.
It's Remake. Although it's weird. I don't hold, because I didn't play this demo and whatnot, and I also don't have that same long-term, like, I wasn't waiting several years for this. This already existed by the time I played when I played the original. This is already out for me, so for me it's a bit of a closer, like, I can analyze both a little closer, but no, it's definitely Remake.
So a lot of these we answered through the analysis. A lot of these, like, hey, did it make you emotional? Yeah, of course. We talked about all that. Do you like the change that Shinra calls the destruction of the reactor? We talked about that as well. Let's see. Is the Final Fantasy VII Remake intro better than the original Final Fantasy VII intro?
Like, are we talking about this? Okay, wait. Are we talking about this, like, the bombing mission entirely, or are we talking about?
Yeah, we got to just talk about what we played. Yeah, the.
Okay, I'm gonna hit you with a weird take. Cinematic, no. Remake, better. Gameplay, though, I think I still prefer the pacing of the original one. I like just. I like the vibe of the original one more. Like,
yeah, that's a tough question, man.
That's how I'd put it. I'd say if we're looking at the entirety of Bombing Mission, original. If we're just looking at that intro cinematic, it's gotta be Remake. Come on, man. I'm
gonna say Remake, point blank, period, across the board. I don't care. Remake,
period. Remake. Nice.
I love it, bro.
I like that. I like your thoughts there. It's tough for me that you put up OG versus anything, but
it is.
It's
and I respect OG. I mean,
I gotta say, man, like,
put so many hours into that game.
This game, like, the opening of Remake is only as good as it is because of OG. Like, so, like, getting that title striking across the screen and seeing Midgar and everything is only that good because of my attachment to the OG. So in that sense, because of OG's importance, the remake is better. Like what it does here is better. Like, that opening sequence literally made me cry. Like, that's crazy. OG doesn't make me cry when I see the title on the screen in the Midgar. I'm like, oh, that's tight. But Remake did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's only as good as it is.
Teary-eyed right now.
I know, man.
It's weird. I kind of have the opposite effect.
Yeah.
He's like, I get mad when I see Remake.
But again,
I see yellow, I see red.
I see yellow, I see red. No, but I think it's just the context of, again, I wasn't waiting over 20 years for this to exist. This already was out when I played the original game. So like for me, this was just like, oh, okay, it's the next thing to do within a year period of playing all these games. You know what I mean? I was just 2021 was like the year of 7 for me, where I just dove into like everything Final Fantasy 7. This is gonna be weird because this will be something that I'm gonna touch on more as the series goes on. But in the original game, Midgar, like this is a hot take. Midgar is probably like my least favorite section of the game to revisit when I go through.
Boy!
I know.
Boy!
I know.
Veto.
Listen, man. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna
lie,
speak
please.
my mind. I'm gonna speak my mind on the internet, and that's never gotten me in trouble before. So that's never gotten anybody in trouble before. No, but like, and listen, that's not to say it's bad. Obviously, I like it enough to be like, wow, I'd replay it. But it's my least favorite section to play through. I want to be in the open world. I want to experience everything that comes after. Nothing in Midgar besides bombing mission really stands out to me in the grand scheme of the entire game. So bombing mission in the OG, oh man, dude, that is probably the way I feel about bombing mission in the original is how you guys talk about remake bombing mission, man. I'll replay that segment a million times, dude. Fucking like you can't take this from me.
Why he said, I'm feeling that.
Why did you stop?
I think it's because I was talking or something.
You were
Wiley
spitting and he was
Wiley-
beatboxing. Yeah.
I was just yapping. It's all right.
Wiley was feeling that, man. Boom, boom. Oh man.
But yeah, man,
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. You can quote me on that. You can quote me on that.
We'll quote you on that. You don't care. We got it. Lee does not
Quote
care.
me on that. You
We
quote me on
quote-
that. Yeah, actually, why am I on this show? I don't care.
I'm sorry, man. All right, so that's all for the questions part. Let's move on to our awards real quick. Let's hand out some awards. Now, I don't have a nice fancy little display, so I'm just going to read them off there. Best music of Chapter 1. What was it, guys?
I'm going to go with the bombing mission.
This is insane. Like,
You were just doing it, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay.
That's the jam, bro. I'm not backing out on that. I love it.
Dude, I was
great.
really stuck between Midgar City of Mako and Bombing Mission, but I'm gonna.
Yep.
Midgar City of Mako is amazing, but
Bro, I almost spit a segment on that track in my cook earlier because of the rhythm of the bass, the way that
Yeah.
it goes. It's just like boom, boom.
Dude.
And it's like it has that heartbeat quality to it. And it's when you cross into that room. And I was like, yo, what? But I was like, I'd be going too far if I talk about that. I'll be talking
Midgar
for 10
City
minutes.
of Mako, like when it gets to the crescendo point, it like swells into the opening, and just the subtle things that they add to the original, or like that. I don't even know what instrument it is, so I'm just gonna sound like an idiot. Where it was like the like subtle, just like giving you the bombing mission vibe right before it kicks in.
Yep.
Man, and you know that song reminds me so much of Remake, obviously, because it's the intro to Remake, but it also reminds me of that 25th anniversary video where they just showed everything in the compilation. Do you guys remember that 25th anniversary stream?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's the one where they revealed Rebirth, right?
Yes. The
Yeah.
intro of that stream, they did this amazing visual. I wish I sent the link because I knew I was going to probably bring this up, but
Then
they
he
did.
clipped that.
Yeah.
Clip it. But they go through all the compilation games and the movie, like Advent Children, you know, they don't do the books or whatever because they probably didn't have backing visuals for it. But like they scroll the titles, and inside each letter is just like a bunch of gameplay, or in the case of Advent Children, like clips of the movie. And it was the remake, that part of Midgar City of Mako, like the swelling part right before it gets to the end, and I was like, man, what an incredible journey! Like it's so
it's so tough.
now I'm talking about it. I want that song, but man, it's fucking bombing mission.
It's the
dude.
bombing
It is.
mission.
It is, bro. Come on. You know it is.
Because like the Midgar
I
City
went
of
back and
Mako
forth,
thing
too.
works when you're seeing the visual, but when you, I mean, like obviously it evokes emotions and stuff without the visuals. But like, dude, seeing the meteor strike the screen and like the logo pop up, the Midgard, the pullback of that, and you're just like, oh my god, it's just a senses overload of how amazing that is. But just like if I'm listening to the album, I like that part, but it takes a while to get to it, man. You got the little, you got the Midgar like steam, and like we're going through.
Latin in
We
there
got some.
before.
Yeah, man, we're just getting some random stuff. We got a little atmosphere, and then we get into the and like the swell and everything, and you're like, cool. Midgar or the bombing. So like, I'm never going to forget it. I'm never going to feel like Wiley's face. Like, yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
yapping about whatever I was yapping.
Yeah,
I wasn't even paying attention.
Hey, we were locked in, bro. We were locked in on everything. We got it all.
Yeah, the bombing mission is probably my favorite. Man, that Scorpion Sentinel battle was tight too, where it combines the battle music with the Mako reactor. Like, oh man. But yeah, just God, phenomenal music in chapter 1. Just phenomenal, man.
Listen, I'm reading chat, and I just thank you for saying kablooey.
Kablooey, man.
Who's that?
Kablooey.
I can't read the name. There you go.
Oh, that's John Q Gamer who
John
says.
Q Gamer,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Sentinel goes kablooey, man.
Man, I'm adding that to the lexicon right now.
I love a good kablooey.
Kablooey.
We ain't dude. Oh, wait a minute. I know you don't have the visual, so it's okay. We got to bring this back though, and now you just inspired me. Damn, we could do this the next episode. But Chocobo Cavalry's got to come back, right? Come on now.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
gotta
bring
come
it back. We'll bring it
We
back.
got chocobos.
We got Chocobo.
And there's the coach.
Look. He
I got
talks about
whispered.
Chocobo Cavalry, and then he
dude,
freezes.
crazy.
He froze.
That's crazy.
All right.
So Choco. All right.
Must
Listen,
be.
I had. All right, for y'all that missed the Rebirth series or just haven't watched it yet or whatever, there was. I think it started in chapter 4. I did this thing where at some point in the episode I dropped a code word for the comments. Now, because it's the first episode, we don't have it, but when you leave a comment, you join the Chocobo Cavalry. First person to leave the comment on the video gets to be the lieutenant. They're
right.
at the front. And I will personally shout you out at the video. And everyone else who comments, you're on screen. Your name will code
It'll be our
across the
herd of
screen.
chocobos that go across the
It's
screen.
beautiful. So
and you'll be in the
don't
front.
worry.
Yeah.
If you're not the first, still
Yeah.
comment the code word. But if
be
you're
on there.
first, hey man, you get to. So your code word, kablooey.
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 Comment
I
on
see
the
some
video.
kablooeys.
Make sure it's on the video, not the chat.
Video, right? Not
Make
not
sure it's
here.
there. And you write
I mean, you can do it here
kablooey.
if you want to. Well, engagement's cool.
First
But,
one who
like,
writes kablooey gets to be the lieutenant of the Chocobo Cavalry, and then and then the rest of you guys will go across the screen whenever we talk about Chocobo Cavalry in the next episode. Thank you for that. We're bringing it back. We got a little
I can't
ongoing
believe I
thing.
almost forgot about that. That's crazy. I
This is
almost
crazy,
forgot
man.
about
Like
Chocobo
now,
Cavalry,
like
so.
we've already established why not is kind of the
Why
new.
yes, why
It's the
not?
new at least 3, but we even got at least 3 in here. We made that.
Did.
We got that in here as well.
More than once.
Council of Beetroot says, I paused the stream so I could find Jesse's lines with the lasers. Made my day. You got a weird fetish or something?
Right.
Okay, the prelude is part of chapter 1, right? Because I picked the prelude. Well, dude, that is interesting that you bring up the title screen because, like,
Where
we
would you
did-
put it otherwise?
we didn't
Yeah.
analyze the title screen, and believe it or not, I got some analyzing to do on the title screen, y'all. Might be a hypecast. That's right, title screen hypecast. Because the warrior of hype can do it. You don't think it
Oh,
can
hey.
be done?
Can
We
we
could
also
do
talk
the
about
title
rebirths?
screen of Rebirth,
Yeah.
Remake, and predict the title.
Would
screen
you
for part
believe?
3.
Would you believe me if I told you I already made that video? I just
Yes.
never published it.
Oh.
Yeah. I made the
Well,
video
Would you believe?
predicting part 3's
Did I
title
believe you?
screen. Oh. Okay.
Would you believe that I believe that Lee believes you?
Love that. Good faith, everybody.
not?
Chat
We got
believes
good
us.
faith. We're all in good faith. The chat believes us, right? But yeah, no, I already have
Chat
that,
believes.
and I did a little mock-up of it as well.
Ooh,
I'm ready.
2 Buster Swords in the title screen, bro.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Okay.
Ooh,
I got it, dude.
Okay.
I already got a
Alright.
mock-up of what I think it's going to look like. All right, y'all. So, best music, I think we went bombing mission. Best battle. There's a best battle I might get rid of just because I feel like every chapter has like at least
Gonna be
just
the
like
boss.
just it's
Yeah.
the boss. So and then
What do you mean?
best.
I chose security dog.
Oh, you're damn right, man.
Lee, you rebel. You absolute rebel.
You see the nose on that thing, man?
Bro,
Remind me
that
of
was
Red.
Razor's pick. You ain't lying. You ain't fooling me, bro. Razor took over the keyboard.
Razor's like, get his ass.
Get his ass.
Get him. Get him.
Best remake. What was the best? We all said at the beginning we were like the intro, right?
Yep.
Was the best remake.
Yeah, title sequence.
So and then the best retake. I think we all said the extended intro.
Standard intro.
Extended
All right, here's
intro.
here's a fun one. This is a new one for this series. Who are you giving your flowers to? So this
Dan,
for
what's
this
that
one,
mean?
yeah. I'll explain.
What do you want it to mean?
I'm so glad you asked me.
Dan,
Thank you.
what does that mean?
Well, what that means is there a character in this chapter that you want to give flowers to, like somebody you think deserves recognition, like you think whether it be that they were super fun to play as, whether it be that they were important to the story, whether it means that they like resonated with you, just you in particular. If it's an NPC playable character, doesn't matter who you giving your flowers to. This doesn't mean it's the best character of the chapter. It just means who you personally choose to give your flower to. So, I ask you, Excalibro, who are you giving your flowers to in this chapter?
All right. So I was going back and forth between Dean from Supernatural and Baby Tifa.
Baby
Well,
teeth.
Baby Tifa.
Nah, man, it's got to go to the apocalyptic street preacher, my boy Barrett.
The apocalyptic street preacher Barrett. All right, Barrett
Yes,
gets the
sir.
flowers this chapter from Excalibro. How about you, Dragoon King?
Man, it's obviously security dog.
The security dog.
My
Here's the
man,
flower,
with
and
two
then it bites her
picks.
hand off.
Sorry, Razor. Nah. I was not sure who to pick on this one either. And then, honestly, just because he became my, just genuinely one of my favorite characters ever, I had to give it to Cloud.
Give it
just
to Cloud.
because, man, Cloud,
Yes.
it's great to see you again, homie.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Real
Who am I giving my flowers to in this chapter? I mean, it would be weird not to give my flowers to Cloud in this chapter, but if I wait one more chapter, I could do it with Aerith. You know what I mean? Like we both gave Cloud flowers in the next chapter. You know what I mean?
See what you did there.
You see, you like what I'm doing there?
like
But-
what you're doing.
For him?
this is a really tough one, but I do like, man, I like Jesse. Jesse gets some flowers. Ectogomet in the chat right now saying Jesse can have all my flowers and anything else she wants.
She got stuck like
Man.
twice. I was not giving her flowers.
No. Hey, first time I let it slide. The second time, come on, man.
that was my mentality. Honestly, I was like, yeah, maybe Jesse. And then I'm like, wait, no, she damn near got me killed twice because I had to go help her. No.
Yeah, I give my flowers to Cloud on this one because he was taking command. He was issuing like strategy to Barrett. Barrett was listening, and like those kind of like that bonds that were the bonds that were forming, even though Barrett was being really like rude and like to him, he was still maintaining control in those circumstances, even though we got my boy Cloud having some troubles with some false memories and like mind glitches, but he was still recovering smoothly. Different reactor, different layout, bro. Move on. Stop pestering me with questions.
Get off my back.
True.
I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back. You gotta watch Pitch Meeting.
Man.
That's the end of that, right? So we have our get hype moment. I think it's probably going to be unanimous here, but when the logo strikes the screen,
Yep.
get
Think
hype
about it,
moment.
bro.
Actually,
That's the
remember
only
one
time I cried. Probably.
Wait.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, wait. Where did I send it to? Because I know I sent it to you. Because I didn't write it in my actual notebook.
Oh, you did send it to me.
No, It's close. It's more or less the same thing.
What did
But
you
it's
say?
technically just before you guys. It's the pan out from Midgard.
The pan out from
Like-
Midgar. That's your get
So
hype.
my get hype goes right into your get hype.
we can just say that that's all one thing. Like the
Okay.
title card is the get hype
'Cause-
moment. Because I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like that is
like,
the
no,
pan out.
I don't care about the title. It was
I
just
said-
the pan.
Oh, you care.
I just like the pan out.
I was like, get the words off the screen.
It ruined my view of the city. Somebody press mute on the stereo. I don't want to hear the swelling of the music. Just want to see the pan out. Oh, and that has been our Chapter 1 analysis and review, boys. Hey, we thought it wouldn't take long. We thought it was like, hey, this is not going to be a long episode. 3 and almost 3.5 hours. Here we are.
What did we think?
Thank you so
We
much,
thought
everybody, for watching. Yeah, we thought it really hard, guys. I hope that we provided a good analysis for you on this chapter. Hope you enjoyed our takes, and we enjoyed seeing you guys in chat, showing up for this. And let us know if there's any sort of things that we can work on, improve, lowering the volume of the Jackie's journals on. Got it, on it, done. I'm already done. I'll edit out that part so anybody who listens to it later won't have their eardrums blown out. Right? I got you guys.
No, you should specifically just jack the volume up for that.
Just watch the viewership drop.
Again.
The retention was going good up until this moment.
Right, everybody's deaf now. So.
Hit it with a flashbang.
Again, though, that was Fuzz Pixels. So if you like what you heard with that song, Fuzz Pixels was awesome for agreeing to do this, to just kind of like make this 10-second clip of music that he like really went all in on, man. That Jackie's Journal, like he like really like had that like whoa, and I'm like, whoa, okay. I didn't do that part when I sent you the message though. I was like, Jackie's Journal.
Yeah, you will now.
It's Jackie's Journal. I gotta send like for maybe the Patreon supporters. I'll send that message of me just like talking
Yeah,
to him.
I want to see this.
Oh man, good stuff, everybody. And we'll be back. Can we get one more Jackie's
Raise
Journal?
the volume?
Raise the volume for Jackie's Journal.
Can we
You
get one
got
more?
it.
Oh,
You
good.
got it. I'm gonna play it like right as we end the show. So again, we'll see you next week. Regardless, next week is going to be cool. It's going to be awesome because either we're gonna bring a hype cast, emergency hype cast where was part 3 revealed. Whoa! State of Play is very much rumored for February 12th, and we're getting this from like I like Giant Bomb, Jeff Grubb, awesome, very reliable source there who said it that it's possible. So State of Play coming up hopefully next week, and that means we would do it in emergency hype cast. We would also probably, if depending on the time zone in there, we will do a hype check, which is we're going to react to the State of Play, which means all of State of Play, we're reacting to it, and we'll talk about anything other games that were announced there. And then right after that, if part 3 was revealed, we're doing an emergency hype cast. And that means if those things happen, we might delay the Chapter 2 analysis, because that would be quite a long night. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what we're feeling.
It's
Sometimes
gonna be
No, we can probably
a
talk
long
about
night
chapter two.
anyway, boy. Wow, man. We
That's
ain't gonna
true.
stop
Sure,
talking
we can
about
talk
that.
Bro, could you imagine like the hype that we would be feeling going into the next episode of this analysis? Like Chapter 2 is about to be like so hype.
Man.
we're gonna be coming off of like the part 3 reveal going, it's time for
Right.
Chapter 2, baby. Let's go.
You guys thought we talked a lot about the first 30 seconds of Chapter 1. If we get a 30-second title reveal,
Woo!
that's
We're
a
diving in.
whole 3-hour
We
podcast.
dive in.
Even excusing our intros, it took us like 40 minutes, I think, to get past 2 minutes of the intro.
I mean, I felt like there was a
Right.
lot of groundwork delay. We were like, all right, are
was.
we doing spoilers? Are we talking about like, hey, here's my stance on the theory that I feel like from here on out, I'm probably going to be supporting this theory. So you guys got to know. But yeah, it did take us a long time. But yeah,
You know what you're here for, though.
We'll see you
guys
next
know why
week,
you're
and I'm so excited to see you
Buckle
guys
up.
next week. Because regardless, if we get that part 3, don't let that disappoint you, because we got episode 2 of this analysis and review.
Wait.
And it's
Before-
gonna be fire.
It's
Sorry,
gonna
Before you close
Cloud.
out.
Fire!
Before you close out. Don't forget to leave a comment. I'm not saying what the word was. Yes, better
Nope.
been listening.
That's right. That's
But
right.
it rhymes
Next-
with Shplalui.
Shablooey. Shablooey.
I like banjo and kazooie.
Kazooie.
Yes, it rhymes with that too.
All right, so don't forget to leave that when the video drops, and also follow the socials, man. Come on,
Yeah.
dude. Follow them damn socials.
Man.
Warriors of Hype on everything. Come on.
That's
now.
true. Warriors of Hype on everything now. The rebrand is kind of. I'm slowly trying to transition everybody into this thing. So where it's like, at first I was like Final Fan TV, arrow over to Warriors of Hype. Now you'll notice on this channel it says Warriors of Hype (parentheses formerly Final Fan TV). I'll leave that up for a little bit longer. Then that'll go away, and I'll reveal the new logo for Warriors of Hype. I've been trying to come up with something that
pretty
I'm
cool.
happy with. Yeah, and
It's the one that I'm seeing.
Now, I think I might have landed on that one, and it is a pretty cool, unique icon for the Warriors of Hype, and so it'll be revealed very soon. Thank you so much for watching this Chapter 1 analysis and review, Hype for Warriors of Hype. Thank you, Wired, always being there. Toolman TV says 30 hours discussion for a 30-minute 30-second teaser. You got it. It's gonna
That's
happen.
for you.
Papyrus font, like hey, Avatar, right? Didn't Avatar make that work? they got it. No, it's different. It's pretty cool. It's actually kind of a custom font that I made. So there you go, everybody. You take care now, and bye then. It's time for Jackie's Journal. Prepare your eardrums. One more time. And louder.
Where's the long version? We need a whole song.
We do.
Oh man.
God, it's so good. We'll see you next time, everybody. Take care now. Bye then.